Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk That Talk Tuesday. Today is a good day. We are live. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button as you come through the door. All right, as we have this conversation on tonight, it is good to see all of you here tonight, the ones that are here and the ones that are on the way. You already know I have to start with the sanctuary first. We got Scam Likely in the building tonight. What We Know podcast, you already know he's always going to be in the building. We got the wonderful Mr. Paul Bennett. Mr. Bennett, it's in your messages, Mr. Bennett. Check your phone. All right, we got Dre Blanco in the building tonight. Let's give it up for Dre Blanco and everybody else that's in the cloud. That's in the clouds tonight. I appreciate all of you for being here tonight, guys. Before we start, let's see. I want to have a discuss. I want to talk about something real quick, if I may. Tonight's subject, it's not going to be what you think it is, but it's going to be a little bit of some good conversation. I think that needs to be had because here we have the conversations that nobody else is having. I think right now in the YouTube spaces, I think what we're doing right now is that we're babying our surroundings. Let me turn my camera on here. We are babying our surroundings. We're babying the people in our lives, the people that are not in our lives, and it shows here on YouTube for sure. We have a lot of men coddling women and not holding them accountable. We have women not holding women accountable, men not holding men accountable. We have men that make mistakes and continue to make them and not make adjustments. And I'm not going to be upset too bad at them because I used to be the same way. You can't tell me nothing. I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm still going to do that. But you have to know who your circles are, and the people are who going to ride for you, who's not going to ride for you, who's going to be in your life when you hold them accountable, and who's going to go behind your back, stab you in the back when you can't, when you try to hold them accountable and they don't want to be held accountable. And so this is just what it is. But tonight's subject, guys, women influenced to die alone by women influencers who are dying alone. I think this is going to be a great conversation because I have some mature women on the panel that can really have this conversation. All right. Shout out to Shoo. Shoo won't be here tonight. She'll be back with us possibly next week. Family values. We all know that she's carrying that beautiful bundle of possibility. So she's taking a break as well tonight as well. So I want to make sure that we send our love and our prayers out to her and her husband because it's getting near. The baby will be here. So shout out to that family. Absolutely. Love them. She stay cooking. All right. So guys, we're going to have some guests come in tonight. We're going to have the 5100 CJ coming in here tonight. We're going to, and later on, we're going to have the world class stop by in. And then we're also going to have the modern Renaissance man stop in tonight. And we're going to continue to have this conversation. Now, the cast that I have tonight, they are here every week. We do have some out tonight where we have the guests to take that spot for them tonight. So shout out to everybody that's on the panel and all the guests that are coming through tonight. All right. So we got some more people that came in the building tonight. We got Lou the Legend is in the building tonight, man. Thank you. We got Rock Prep 11. He said, it's okay. That's what they want. All women deserve what they want, right? All right. Modern Renaissance man says, here we go. And then, we have the lovely Queen Smiley in the building tonight. She said, hey, family, y'all speak to Queen Smiley. She's speaking to y'all. Come on now. All right. When she come through the door and speak, my grandma used to say, baby, when you come to the door and speak, you speak back. All right. So y'all speak to Queen Smiley. But anyway, let me go ahead and bring everybody up. We're going to first start with my guy, Mr. Bennett. We're going to bring Mr. Bennett up tonight. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and bring up Queen Smiley tonight. All right. Then we got my bald-headed brother from another mother, JP, in the building tonight. All right. We got shorter than everybody on the planet Earth, but got the biggest throat in history. Give it up for your boy, Mandrell, in the house tonight. All right. And then we have the beautifully animated. I hope she turned the camera on. Turn your camera on. Turn your camera on, baby. Turn your camera on. Because I got to see you. A lot of people have been trying to get me lately. So I'm gonna have to see. Yeah, a lot of people been trying to act like they somebody else, trying to get on my panel and destroy me. Oh, but we got something for you. Yes, we got a fortified system in here tonight. All right, she got her camera on. Let's get her in here. All right, she gonna cam up tonight. She gonna cam up.
Oh yeah. I'm just waiting from the computer, but I can still hear and talk to y'all.
Okay, you can turn that damn camera on though.
Huh?
So these people can see their big forehead. Turn that camera on.
You saw what I look like. No.
Turn the camera on. People want to see you. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, the co-host of this beautiful show. Give it up for yours truly and the new host of a show. Get your mind right on Black Man Unfiltered Network on Thursdays. Give it up for yours truly, who had a great first show. Coach K is in the building tonight.
Hello.
What's going on? We'll start there. Coach K, you had a great show the other night. I think that you guys had a great conversation. I saw a lot of your panelists here were supporting you. They were in there. I see Mandrell came up and challenged Chef Al to a cook-off. And so that was a great conversation, man. So we're trying to create those moments here. That Dusty show, my God. If you didn't see it, just go back and watch it. Dusto is crazy, man. And so everybody needs a laugh. So we have a little bit of something for everybody. All right. But it's so good to see you guys. I got to check on you guys' mental health, your family, your kids, everything you got going on, relationships, love, and London, and everything, all that good stuff. So we'll start with Mr. Bennett first. How's the wife? I know the babies are probably gone now. Y'all in there empty nesting and not getting no rest, So what's going on, Mr. Bennett?
Well, we get certainly plenty of rest. I think we're starting to notice that age a little bit. Both of us came up with some sort of hamstring pulls from our workouts from last week. So it just kind of came out of nowhere. It wasn't sudden. It was just you wake up 2 or 3 days later and then you feel something. So we're starting to, we still want to hit it hard and do our thing, but we got to keep in mind that we are getting a little older. Got to do a little more stretching, a little more pre-warm-up before we get into how we do. But other than that, we're doing fine.
All right. So, Mr. Bennett, I want to play your video. Give me a second.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Mr. Bennett, we caught you. All right. So, also, JT, man, JT's in the building, man. Listen, JT has a fabulous channel as well. What We Know podcast, my brother from another mother, man. Will stick his head out for you, man, and protect you at all costs. And so, thank God for JT, Mr. Bennett as well. But JT, What We Know podcast, he has a great show on Saturdays. We'll get into that when we end the show tonight. Make sure you go and subscribe to JT, What We Know podcast. Listen, man, JT got a fire ass intro, bro.
Yeah, bro, that was nice.
I listened to it 2 or 3 times, man. I'm like, dude, this is cold, bro. That is a fire intro. If y'all haven't heard it, go to What We Know podcast and listen to that intro. JT, what's going on in the house family? How's your kids and how's the 2 pussies at the house?
Hey, man, my pussy's always good. Kids is good. The family is great. They doing really, really good, bro. Yeah, that's compliments of my man Tony Scarborough, fabulous rapper, man. He's been in the game for a very long time. Very solid lyrics, and my man is just he looked out for me. I asked him to do me a solid, man, and he didn't even hesitate, man. So shout out to my man Tony Scarborough. No doubt.
Absolutely, man. Mandrell, how are you, man? How is the love life? How is your pussy as well? I know you have a pussy at your house as well. So how's everything going over there?
Swell.
Asshole. All right.
No. I mean, all right. Whatever.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm gonna call you in a minute. Let me call you. You want a virtual hug?
Pause, nigga. What is this about?
You want a virtual hug?
Listen,
Queen
I
Smiley,
know-
can you give him a virtual hug?
I know already what flew off the handle today at one person.
Uh-huh.
Don't be number 2.
I ain't gonna be number 2. You're gonna be number 1 for me. That's what's gonna happen.
How about we just have
All
a
right,
group
but hold
hug?
up, Black Man. I
Let's just have a
hate to
group
be
hug.
rude, but I don't want to say anything crass, but this is sounding really gay.
What?
Oh, hold on. Let me play my clip real
We
quick.
can't see. Oh, there
Hold on,
we.
let me-
No.
Oh,
Just
I'm
saying.
sorry. I'm sorry. Beautiful animator is with us. Assalamu alaikum.
Wait,
With
that's
the
a lie.
All right.
I
All right.
can't.
So thank you, Mandrell, for being here. Beautifully animated. How are you today, and how's the fam? And then Queen Smiley, go after her, and then Coach K, you can end us out.
Yeah, everybody's good over here, stuff like that. There was a dog situation, last week or whatever. The Chihuahua protected my mom. I was just like, what? Go, yeah. But no, everybody's good.
All
Why
right,
is everybody so quiet? I mean,
Go ahead, Queen
seriously,
Smile.
this is
That's what I'm
awkward.
saying. Did y'all hear me?
Yeah, we heard you. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
like
we
this
did.
is awkward. Like,
No, I'm just
Awkward
waiting for-
silence.
hi, Queen Smiley. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
You are. You look beautiful,
Well, thank you.
even dressed down. That's hard to pull off.
Straight
Oh,
as always.
Okay, cool.
Tuesday nights, I'm always running. And then I also have some work to finish up too after the show. So if y'all see me looking off screen, I'm probably trying to multitask just a little. But yeah, everybody's fine. My son just had his 11th birthday. That was super awesome. Oh wow. That was super awesome. We had a really good time. Him and a few of his little big homies. We all went to Andretti's and had a blast Friday night. And we had a super awesome game Saturday. Everybody won. Go Buckeyes. And yeah, so can't wait till football season is over so I can take a deep breath.
Gotcha.
And yeah, so I decided not to wear a wig today, Scam, but I got you tomorrow. You won't see me, but yeah, definitely wigging up tomorrow.
All right. Well,
So-
since you're here, we definitely want to get another one because I know the world class just came in. Shout out to him. So Assalamu alaikum.
So
Wiggle
wiggle
salam.
Salam.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Is someone else joining? I was about to say. I mean,
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
thank you guys for being here tonight. As I said, women influenced to die alone by women influencers who are dying alone. First, I want to start with some world news that could probably tie into this. Earlier, yesterday or the day before yesterday, I was talking to Security Boss, and we were talking about TD Jakes handing over the reins to his daughter.
the reins of what?
His ministry and his woman that are loose.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but in the Bible, didn't it say women shouldn't be preaching?
It absolutely says that.
So he's not following the word of God, is he? Which makes
No.
him a hypocrite
No, he's not.
and a heretic. This is why people can't take religion seriously. No one follows the rules.
that's true.
Yep. It does actually say that in the Bible. And Mr. Bennett is here, and he could probably allude to that as well because we're Bible brothers. But it does say that in the Bible that. But Mr. Bennett, you want to jump in on this one real quick?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it says a woman can't preach. Certainly, I think being an evangelist, I think certainly that is a role. But I think it speaks to women having authority, ultimate authority over a man. I think that's where the distinction is. But as far as preaching, the word of God itself, I don't see any prohibitions that it explicitly states there saying no.
Okay, so Mr. Bennett, this is yet another reason which further reinforces my point why you can't take religion seriously. For every rule that says not to do something, there's something else in it that says yes, you can. The book is full of hypocrisy. And how can you trust it? Even on its own.
I don't think we want to go down this road.
Even if it wasn't given to us by slave owners who just use it to
To
subjugate
each
us.
his own.
But
How do you trust it?
can I add something? Well,
You can try.
how about this? How about that we can take it as a guide and not as, or take
Thank
it
you,
as
JT.
figuratively and not as
Literally.
literally.
Figuratively
Right.
instead of literally.
I mean, it's it's some words that was, the words were, hundreds of thousands of years ago. So we have to be able to at least
nearly
expand the way that
3,000
we
to be
drink.
honest, since the first book was written.
Yeah. So, I mean, so it was said.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and when one of the things that I heard someone, a pastor, say, or someone, a teacher say, what he did was, Mr. Bennett, he went to 1 Timothy 2:12, where it says that women are not to teach or to have authority over men. Now, and then he went into the second part, and he said that the reason that is because, and this is him speaking, not me. He said that because the reason that women are not able to lead in that area of leading a church or being a pastor or a senior pastor of a church is simply because they're unclean. And what he means by that, I'm gonna go into it. What he meant by that is, he said if a woman came to church or a guy came to church and said, I want to be baptized, right? And the lady is the senior pastor, and she does the baptizing, and she's just started her cycle, and she's on her, and she's heavy. Somebody need to mute. So she's started her cycle, and she's heavy. Is she able to get down in the water and successfully, purely get down in that water and baptize that person when she's going through that cycle?
Menstruating, in other words.
Menstruating. Absolutely.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that. Fish and other aquatic life, to include insects like shrimp and prawns and crawfish, they bleed all the time in the water. So the water itself is unclean. They defecate and all the kind of stuff in there. So what's the point in leaving women out of that?
Okay, so again,
plus I would disagree with that in terms of those rules. Certainly, those are Levitical rules, but none of that applies in the New Testament. So all those unclean and unclean rules, they don't apply. So
my point,
like I said, rules against it, then rules for it.
Right. So
I think rules change, but
So let me ask you,
so God's not perfect. He changed his mind.
So let me ask you a question.
Got it.
If you were at a church, and they filled up the baptism pool, and your female pastor got in the pool, and when she got in, the water turned red.
She burned.
I ain't playing with you tonight.
I'm just asking a question.
With your cackling.
I'm just asking a question.
Yeah, my church we sprinkle, so.
What?
You
be what now?
But so, Lord. Oh Lord.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
So I will. Wait a minute. Hold on. All right. So I do want to say. So we'll hop into the conversation, guys. We'll hop into the conversation because that one right there, that's a whole show by itself. It really is. Women influenced to die alone by women influencers who are dying alone. Now, what I mean by that is there are women out here that are giving advice. Now, it's okay to be single and give advice. Mandrell gives it all the time, right? He's not single anymore, but he gives a lot of advice. And even before he met the love of his life, he would give advice, and people would say something, hey, Mandrell, you shouldn't be giving advice as a single man. Now, I don't believe that a single person cannot give advice. I think a single person should not give bad advice. And bad advice is women telling women, leave your man if you got to cater to him. If you got to do anything outside of what you want to do, don't put up with it. Just leave him. Or the influencers out here. Cynthia G. We just got through talking about her last night. If you missed the show last night, you missed a hell of a show last night. We talked about Cynthia G. The deer with the wig on last night. And Cynthia G says that she's an influencer, and she says that all male black babies should be deleted, and that will stop the crime rate. That will stop Pookie and Ray Ray's.
She needs to stop swallowing them. Shit.
That'll stop women from getting pregnant. So she said that all black babies, male babies, should be deleted. That's an influencer, and she has over 100,000 subscribers. And when she's on, they're watching. They're watching in the thousands. And so and you have so many other influencers that influence women to do a certain thing. Now, I know there's been holes in the church forever, but however, now it's even bold enough. Even when our sister Beyonce, I know some Beyonce fans, Beehive, come get me. Even Beyonce say it's okay to be a hoe and then go to church. Yeah, she got a song called Church Girl. But she influences girls and makes girls feel comfortable in their sexuality and they're willing to go out and be sexual. And then, hey, go praise the Lord, dance, talk in tongues, and then go use your tongue. And so, that's one of those things too. But it's a lot of influential women out here, and I think the spotlight goes to the women. And I know this is not going to sound good. The spotlight goes to the women who are the most negative.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
You don't see the spotlight on Queen Smiley. You don't see the spotlight on Security Boss, Family Values. You don't see the spotlight on Coach K. She just got engaged to be married, right? You don't see the spotlight on,
yes, girl.
you know what I'm saying? You don't see the spotlight on the women that are doing the work. However, and JT and I had this conversation, you have seen men, we've seen men and women alike on channels or supporting people on channels that carry this type of thing. Now, have I always been where I am today? No. When I first started my YouTube channel, everybody can get it, right? Oh, yeah. But now I want to surround myself around women that are doing the work. I want to surround myself around men that are doing the work. Mandrell will be married before 2024. Coach K will be married before 2024.
Yes.
Right? On this panel right now, we have women that are going to get married in the next year or two. On this panel, we have fathers that take care of their children. On this very panel right now, we have single fathers that take care of their children. You want to surround yourself around people that are doing the work, not people that
good mothers.
Yeah, not be around people that influence you to leave the very thing that you worked so hard to establish. Coach K, what do you have to say? And then we'll go to Mandrell.
I mean, you're exactly right. And it just shows that you're principled and you walk the walk. And it's also like the people that are good, like the women in this space that are, saying solid things, people won't even attack what they're saying, but they'll just attack like little things about them. It's almost like they're a politician. Like I can't, like you have to have a clean record instead of just, saying what you disagree with. And then in your opening, when you're talking about holding them accountable, I'll hold them accountable. That's what I do as a coach. So I'm here. I'm ready for it.
Absolutely.
Man, people have tried to come for my looks. I'm just like, that's the weak ass
Mandrell.
I'm sorry.
You're good, Mandrell. You muted.
What's your question?
No, we're talking about the influencers that
influencers, yes.
Yeah, that are out here influencing women to do the negative thing. Mm-hmm. And then we have women that are very influential that don't get a spotlight. So what do you think about that? As far as the women that are most negative getting the most supporters. And there are women out there right now that's getting more support. Listen to this. There are women out there right now that have a negative mindset about the whole marriage, the whole relationship thing. They get more viewers, they get more subscribers, they get more likes. But what shocks me the most is they get more men.
What?
There are more men now in these channels, in these comments saying, yes, girl, heterosexual men.
No, they're not.
Right. Y'all know I'm not lying.
Saying that they should delete male babies?
Oh, yeah. There's a YouTube.
Those aren't heterosexual males, man.
Yeah, there's men out there that are
there's men, but not heterosexual ones.
There are men out there that support Cynthia G's mindset on deleting black little boys. Men. Right. And so that's where we are today. But JT, okay. Mandrell, what are your thoughts? Then JT hop in.
My thoughts on that. Well, here's the thing: that's just part for the course, isn't it? People, networks, and the government have figured out that when it comes with things that are positive and uplifting, the general public isn't interested in it. They're just not. Drama is more entertaining, and entertainment draws eyes, and eyes draw advertising dollars. So at the end of the day, it's about dollars and cents. It's not about what's right and wrong. morality is if you can't market it or get paid from it, no one's interested. No one's gonna push that. So that's all it is. It's just about advertising dollars. Now, as far as the guys who support this nonsense, I mean, give me some good news about this. Are they eunuchs? I mean, the eunuchs I can understand, but what's the? I hope they are, but I don't know what to say about that. I mean, I can't help you with that one. I mean, why a dude would support that? I mean,
Yeah.
Why
JT?
It's for the reason why dudes will stay with the bullshit when it come down to women. Is because they're hanging around them for the hopes of getting some vagina. That's basically what it is.
oh, stop it, JT. No one's that. Well,
It is.
My bad.
I don't.
You're right. You're right. I can't argue that.
You cannot measure.
There's some guys out there that are just sad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that it's that simple when it comes down to dudes. And then you got another set of guys that are trying to take the women's spot. So they're infiltrating. They're doing the soft guy infiltration. If you look at on Revolt on their podcast, they have the the City Girls, JT and the other girl. And if you see their podcast, and Revolt is a very large network.
Is it?
It's BT.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I thought
in that whole
Viacom
range.
owned that.
No.
They used to.
Revolt is ran by P. Diddy. That's who Revolt is ran by.
He bought BET from Viacom.
No. Tyler Perry bought out Viacom.
Yeah.
So he bought BET.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
He owns BET now, Tyler Perry?
Yeah, he owns it 51%.
Oh, majority shareholder. Okay. Hey.
So, but this is the thing. When you see what they're pushing, like one of the podcasts I like watching is Drink Champs, right? They're on Revolt also. However, when you look at I can't remember the name of it, but it's on Revolt. You'll see JT on there, and it's her partner, and then they got this dude, and I think he's a rapper. He's a gay rapper. He's a happy. Let me hit that back. He's a I think that's who he is. And he's sitting there with these long nails on, speaking the same stuff that they're speaking. If you look at even their dialogue, it sucks. And they're making a lot of money off of this. And all they talking about is screwing, sucking, what type of nigga they want, not man. How they will hit somebody, how they'll break up with the guy. It's a bunch of it's crazy. You had a couple of years ago the song WAP that came out. You had a lady, which is supposed to be prestigious, she's in politics. What's her name? Waters?
Maxine Waters?
Maxine Waters. She brings these girls up on a panel and tell them that she was proud of them for making that song. Now, this lady is supposed to be an elder.
Wow.
You can look it up. She said, I'm proud of you. She said, that song says a lot. It's saying that you have the courage to get out and be who you are.
But here's the thing, JT.
That's all it shows is courage.
Rats do that.
Courage to own how free some people are. And that's it. That's all I got for that. That's all the courage.
But to be fair, I mean, we do know what that was all about, right? JT?
That I'm saying there's, of course,
no, I know.
Underlying.
What Maxine would have them and say, I'm so proud of you for making that song. You do know why she said that, right? I mean, wasn't it an election year?
He was doing an election.
So we know why she said that, yeah?
Yeah.
All I'm saying, she wasn't serious. I mean, it was politics, but I do understand what you mean because that is dangerous. I agree.
And these are influencers.
Yep.
It was the same thing.
My question is this: I keep hearing that word, influencer. What are they influencing?
Young folks, man. The
Your
ones
viewers.
we ain't got on the panel.
Who's influenced by that though?
A lot of people, bro.
A lot of them. The
People-
ones that are
yeah,
the ones that are
Millions.
making babies by the millions.
sheep.
The parents.
Millions.
The parents, the
sheep.
young parents. It's these young parents that's out here that's sitting back playing. If you just listen to the music that they listen to, there's not one song that they will play that has anything to do with loving one another, togetherness, has nothing to do with it. If you notice, the rappers automatically hands look like guns now. I don't care if it's a female rapper or a male rapper, they're talking about killing each other. And if they ain't talking about killing each other, they're talking about being a finessing somebody.
Facts.
They're not talking about anything. This is what their community is. This is what it is.
So
this is why
so
I
you
always
telling
come
me
up and-
that okay, I understand Detroit. Detroit is a fucking disaster. So
I'm not
I
talking
get
about
it.
Detroit.
But you're telling me that in the black community.
Yes.
So wait, okay, the kids who come up with parents, why do parents want their kids to be like that?
But
It's not about why the parents want their kids to be like
I
that.
remember like in my cousin's house, some of my cousins, they weren't allowed to watch certain things, right? Like rated R movies, listen to certain music. My parents didn't care because they knew, they just
how old were you?
we were kids, my parents didn't care if we watched violent movies and stuff like that.
Guess
we
what,
weren't gonna,
Mandrell?
they knew we weren't gonna go out there and do something stupid.
Right. Guess what, Mandrell?
What?
How old are you right now?
44.
You want to understand. Every kid in the world,
You actually have to see
every
them.
kid in the planet right now got a movie theater in their hands.
Uh-huh.
And guess what their favorite movie
Right.
is? Each other.
Exactly.
What?
Yeah, they take videos of each other. They sit in front of a camera all day. Kids waste more time in front of the camera getting their filter right than they do studying. That's a fact.
Why would you want to spend that much time on the phone? Listen,
You're
Bro.
44, Mandrell.
Mandrell,
My-
you're 44,
my
and
cell phone.
with your military experience, you've been out of
Right.
touch for a little while.
A little while.
Okay, you hear me? So
You
it's
just got
okay.
in from Mars.
We
It's okay.
get it.
Yeah.
Things have changed.
Yep.
Remember how it was where every girl used to have the way they used to dress was very provocative? Now that is the norm. Every girl has I'm talking about they try to get these doggone legs as tight as possible. Guess what they're showing? They're not showing their ass no more. They're showing that monkey now. This is what
And
it
Cheer
is.
everyone's
shorts.
okay
Cheer shorts
with
where the
it?
cheeks are hanging out.
Cheer shorts where the cheeks are hanging out.
Parents
Yes.
who send their 6, 7, and 8-year-old girls to practice with just the sports bra and the biker shorts.
Stop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stuff-
what's
stuff-
acceptable is very different now.
Yeah, and stuff, right? Like,
Yes.
and that kind of stuff back in the day, Queen Spy, we grew up in the same town. Back in the day, you leave at the house like that, you're going to get body slammed or choke slammed. Either one.
Because you represented the family. Like you're
absolutely-
not gonna look. You're not gonna go out there. People know you're my son. Dressed like anything. Get your ass in the house and iron that
It's
shirt
a different time.
or them pants. You know what I'm saying? Or them pants. I mean, like
So,
I don't
so
get this. Like what happened to standards, man? Like
Queen
where did it
Smiley,
fall off with that?
well, maybe Queen Smiley can give us a light on it. Queen Smiley, go ahead.
Now I can't shed light on why these influencers are, and I had to write the title down. Women influenced to die alone by women influencers who are dying alone. And I had to write that down because it says a whole lot.
Yeah.
Women being influenced to die alone. And basically what that means is somebody's providing and promoting and recommending ways of life that will cause you to literally die alone. And those influencers who are doing so are angry, bitter, and ugly individuals, whether you male or female, whether you trans or straight, whatever your situation is. If you're encouraging people to live a certain lifestyle, that's one, not pleasing to God because he's the head of my life. That's a me thing. So whoever want to come to me for that, that's a me thing. But if it's not appeasing to him, and if it's not appeasing to just live a peaceful lifestyle and I guess I'm looking for a word that begins with a P, but I can't think of what it is right now. Prosperous life, right? In peace.
Yeah.
So if you're not looking to do those things with your people, with other people, and just be united, then by all means you're wrong.
Hey, can I just say something right quick? Black man, I just sent you a link. I just put it into the back chat, and when you get a chance, just play just a little bit of it, and you will understand what I was just talking about. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, and so for parents who are promoting it, for women who are promoting it, I myself, I'm a woman who knew that I've never been brought into this world to be by myself. I know I came into this world by myself. I'll probably die by myself, meaning only because hopefully it ain't a whole wreck and my whole family go with me. But that's the only part of dying alone I'm gonna do. But I hope to die with my family, with my loved ones, with my mates surrounding me. You know, if I don't go before him. I see Black man's face. How bad is it? Is that bad?
You muted.
He just saying, yeah, it's that bad.
It's bad.
Let me add something to that.
So
right now, it was that one that I just sent him. It had premiered on August 11th, 2022. It now has 3,876,539 views on it.
What the?
So
and somebody said it earlier, the traction that this ugliness gets is crazy, because we were talking about part of this last night. Some people get it because some people follow and subscribe because they agree with this terrible language. Other people's look at it and view it just to be like, God, dog, even from us viewing it tonight, it's going to get an additional view. People in the chat are going to go and view it and be like, God, I can't believe it. And people are going to share that content to say, oh my God, can you believe this trash? But then others agree to that mess.
So those are two parts. Let me put the third one on you.
Don't put the third one in there.
Yeah.
Let me put the third one. Look into the comments.
I don't even.
You see in those comments, and then you will understand. That ain't just somebody just watching the shit show and saying, oh, no, these are people that really, they're going by these words.
That I don't have an answer because I'm not.
I'm going to play 10 seconds of it because I know they're trying to get me. I'll play 10 seconds of it. I think 10 seconds is all we're going to need.
Oh my God.
This is where the world is today, ladies and gentlemen.
Please don't. Oh my God.
Yes, let's see it.
Man, you're crazy.
You're going to regret that. Remember that smile that you got. Remember it.
Here we go.
Yeah, I hear you.
Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Wait till you see this creature.
Yeah, I just want to just listen, guys. Just please, just everybody mute. Everybody mute, please. We're gonna need a moment of silence anyway for this. This is where we are today, ladies and gentlemen. It's enough hair in here to build a camel from scratch. But we're gonna
play a beat, Black Man, so they can help with your copyright too.
Okay, let me do that. Hold on just a second. I got you, brother. Appreciate you. All right, here we go. Let me turn it down a little bit. All right, here we go.
What's up? You don't get my new podcast. I got my co-host, Dr. and Dewayne. Okay. Let me know we start. Can I get a question?
This interview is being brought to you by Dewayne Tequila, owned by.
That's all I'm gonna give you.
Yeah, bring Mandrell face up. Let's see it. That's what you get. That's what you asked for. I just want you to really live in that right now. Yeah, you did it. It's your fault.
That's what we are today, ladies. And listen, Hank. Tonight we're talking. I want to bring Hank in here. Welcome him to the show tonight. My brother from another mother as well. Tonight, Hank. I'm sorry you had to see that. But tonight we're talking about women influenced to die alone by women influencers who are dying alone. Basically, the blind leading the blind. The misery loves company crew. So get your thoughts together on that. I'm gonna get to Mr. Bennett and come back down to you. Mr. Bennett, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think the question was asked earlier, though, who's listening to this? Just like any kind of radicalization, or how do people get radicalized? it's a combination of things. It's not just the message; it's the state of being or the state of mind that the persons are in order to receive the message. So if the conditions are such where such messages are more readily received, and I think in a lot of our spaces, dealing with young people, where they are, how they feel about themselves, low self-esteem and whatnot, when you have people who will give them something that sounds sweet on the surface, then they're going to be a lot more influenced by what's being said. And so again, you have what has been the pattern, certainly in Black in Black America. I won't say community because I know it gets people triggered when I say that. So certainly in Black America, you see the trends in terms of this model of, again, single parent households and whatnot, not the core family structures. And now you have these influencers who are taking advantage of that, because again, the women that they're speaking to is like they can relate to it because that's how they grew up. I mean, the people, Mandrell, who are not going to be influenced are like in your household. And we had a show some time back, I think it was in the Barbershop, we were talking about Margaret Sanger and how she was able to go into Harlem back in the 1920s and convince young Black girls to have deletions. And my thing at the rate point I raised then was because we used to talk about, we were so much better back then. Well, if we were so much better back then, then why were they able to go into Harlem and influence these women? So we have to make some assumptions that the conditions were such where that message was well received, or that the conditions were so dire where that message was received. So again, anytime when you have this, or when people feel marginalized, where people are disenfranchised, when they don't see hope or opportunity, and someone speaks to them in that manner, then obviously they're going to have a lot more influence. In homes where people are being raised in nuclear families with the two-parent homes, it's not to say that it's not going to happen, but again, the likelihood of being influenced by that, when you have structure, when you have you grow up in an environment that doesn't foster that, then you're less likely to be influenced by it. So I think these influencers are speaking to a reality that is in our culture that makes them receptive to it. So I just see they're just following, or they've been following the trends, and they've been able to strike a chord because, again, for lack of a better word, the moral minority, we haven't been vocal enough, or at least we haven't put the images out.
It's not profitable.
That makes it attractive.
Yeah, like CJ is saying, again, Mr. Bennett, it's because the chief reason is because it's not profitable. And to answer your question about Margaret Sanger, your garbage preachers helped her out with that big time. That's really the people who really influenced the young ladies to have terminations. They got it from their preachers. The preachers were advising young ladies.
But were these married women with structured families?
Right.
I'm saying they weren't.
Right.
So I'm saying
married women.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying I'm not disagreeing with what CJ100 is saying, or even what you're saying. Certainly, there is a strong profit motive for what's going on. I'm just speaking to the environment.
It wouldn't be if this wasn't so prevalent.
What's that?
Right. I mean, if
it doesn't have to be profitable, because at one time it wasn't, but that's because, just like you're saying, Mr. Bennett, that with the family structure not being, as tightly knit as it once was, it's easy for these things to, come about. And then now it's all popular and people are buying it up. You know what I mean?
Right. And so briefly animated, go ahead and get yours out, and then world class, and we'll get CJ and Hink in there.
I mean, it's already been said that negativity and ratchetness gets the most attention and stuff, out of intelligence, classiness, you know what I'm saying? Anything good gets little attention. Everything bad gets the most attention. As far as the women, like what we have here today, it's like people want to hate just to hate. They don't care about the good information you're giving out. It's like, if you don't want to take it, okay, shut the fuck up. It's still going to be said, because there are people who want this information. They want the good information to help themselves grow and make their path straighter. So it's like, if you don't want to heed the call, you don't have to. shut the hell up and go to somewhere else. Go to someone else's channel.
And also, just to add on to that, I mean, to what you and Mr. Bennett just said, we even do this a lot of us do this kind of thing in our personal lives too. Like in relationships, if your mate or spouse does something bad, we tend to cling on to that far more than we say, hey, you did this, fantastic job. Like how often do you compliment your mate?
That's true.
Like, if we sit here and think about it, like we're all guilty of neglecting that.
Can I explain why real quick? So our brain is literally wired. It's wired to keep us away from danger, which was helpful when we were living in a cave, and to avoid danger, seek comfort and to exert the least amount of energy as possible. This was great, but now it's not so helpful. So that's why people have to be intentional and basically control their mind. But our brains are working as they are supposed to, but it's not so helpful anymore.
And some of the influence that, just for an example, if Megan Thee Stallion said right now, and this is just not, I'm not being funny at all, I'm being serious. If Megan Thee Stallion said right now, I want every girl in New York, I'm in New York this weekend, I want every girl 13 to 17 to meet me in Times Square with a thong and a sports bra on. How many will show up in an hour? And how many parents would be okay with it?
How many of those kids you think will have 2-parent homes? Because we're saying that that would be the difference. So how many of those kids you think will have both parents?
Right, exactly. Not a lot. I don't think so. But the thing that bothers me the most is that you see women encouraging their daughters to look sexy at 12, 13 years old.
Because the women are doing it themselves.
That's my point.
And then for a household to have 2 parents, I don't even think the numbers would be different, because you have so many weak men out here in these homes who women are running the household, and the men are afraid to be confrontational because everybody think a disagreement is an argument.
Walking on
when
eggshells.
All disagreement is a conversation that needs to be had.
But that's the thing. They don't know how to disagree.
I'm not going to give anybody. I'm not going to give anybody the out on they don't know.
Yeah, because they know.
A lot of this stuff comes from ignoring. A lot of these things is based off of the willingness to do.
No,
so
you know what?
Can I ask this question though? Hold on, I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah.
But I need to ask because I've been looking for this damn word. It means, and I don't know. I'm asking for real.
Yeah.
It means that something that is true in the present that eventually won't be true anymore. It's a word for that. And right now, like what CJ was just saying was that, this whole thing with a 2-parent household, it's starting to be where that's not even a factor anymore.
It's not.
Because you have basically 2 people that are both acting feminine that's in the household. And they have children that's right up under them.
Obsolete.
So it's starting to get to a point where that 2-parent household thing, that talking point, is starting not to be a talking point anymore. Yeah. This is where we are at.
And you know what? And I'm gonna add to that. I'm telling you, brother, it's sad to see when you're out in the community. I know a man right now that's very, I ain't gonna say prominent. He do a little bit. He's okay. He's getting a little age on him. But I know a man right now that has children. I'm not gonna say how many, but all of them are sons. And all of his sons, all of them are feminine. All of them. The 20-year-old, the 13-year-old, the 8-year-old, all of them. And you know what? The mama said, I'm going to nurture them. I'm going to do what I do as a woman. But if they end up being that way in that community, it wasn't my fault. It's their daddy's fault. And this is a 2-parent household, ladies and gentlemen.
It is the daddy's fault.
She's
right. She's right.
She's absolutely correct.
That's a wholeheartedly part of it. That's the biggest piece of it.
Especially if he's in the house. Yeah, it is.
If he's in the house and he never stepped up to take ownership of leading that family.
And that goes on what you said, Queen Smiley. You just said it. World class. What you got for us, man?
I'm so disgusted, bro. I don't even know where to start.
You sound
I'm
so
just like,
disgusted. Let me go back to
You were
sleep.
right, by the way. I did ask for that.
you did ask for that. I don't even know what you call that.
I don't even.
It's like it looked like a rock and roll stripper. Like I don't understand what I was looking at. But one thing you could say is that this system has shown you how to win. Anybody that ever competed, like you coach Black Man,
Yeah.
Mandrell, you've been in the military. You've seen wins and losses at varying degrees, and the system is showing you how to win. While we tick for tat and going back and forth on YouTube, they targeting children. Because I'd be willing to bet a good number that out of that 3.8 million, most of them are 25 and under that viewed that.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
Like good 75%. And they keep shamelessly spewing and pushing their agenda while we're apprehensive. And it just becomes a matter of value. Like whatever goes in your mind the most, that's what sticks. Heterosuggestion is the thing. 95% of the decisions we make is subconscious. So that what was sickening is that video was going to play while these children are sleep or whatever, and it's going to get into their brain. I mean, it's just normal to see something like that. Whereas when I was 15, 16, you would, man, if your wrist was bent wrong, you was getting getting chastised.
Man, you see little boys like this, you getting punched in the mouth. You like men had zero tolerance for femininity in men.
Who complained about that?
Nobody.
No, yeah, they did. Women.
Oh yeah, well, you not the men.
Oh, no, he said who complained about us disciplining them. That's what you're saying, right? Right.
Yeah, this is how you have a soft shoe. This is how you have a soft shoe era of men right now.
Well, this is how the households are.
So you're saying those were the little boys that grew up that their mama said don't hit him when he was walking around being angel soft.
Right. He walking around with flip-flops on, carrying a whole bunch of fucking keys in a goddamn purse.
Now, a man in the house
at 3 years old.
If a boy grow up, become up under your house, and you ain't standing on being, oh yeah, well that's you. That's the man's fault. But if we talking about this crop today, my generation is the generation that was like, well, they reacted to the abuse that some gay people were receiving back in those days, and some of it was overreaction, in my opinion. We're the generation that came after that, where it's like, okay, we can't say anything. Like we came up, like basically, we started getting the normal treatment of, okay, well, this is just who they are, and you gotta respect it, and coexist with them. I'm that generation, and the generation up under me, especially the Z's, bro. Like this is promoted. Like who you see sitting next to that man? They ain't no damn man.
He's sitting in the chair more feminine than the girls are.
And that's the thing. I want to ask this question. We'll get Hink in here. My question is this. When we have these platforms and we sit here and have these conversations, and I thank God for Queen Smiley and Family Values and Coach K and Beautifully Animated. Thank you guys for having the conversation without it escalating to calling me names, calling you names. We're just too mature over here for that type of conversation. So we can bump heads, but it never gets severe. And I thank God for having women like you guys on the network and on the platform. So I want to give you your flowers for that for sure. But my question is this: why is it that women protect gay men, but they bash heterosexual men? Because I want to make sure I do this right. Because what happens is, as you just saw that guy sit on that couch, nails longer than the highway to Mississippi, and he's sitting there being all flamboyant, and he's his head back, he just twitching around in the chair.
Smoking on a hookah.
So, yeah, and the women like, girl, that's my boo. That's my boo. And he can say, bitch, girl, he can do all that and she'll be okay with it. But if a heterosexual man say, get it together and try to hold her accountable, it's cussing out. The police have to be called. Somebody that got stabbed, somebody that got ran over. And I want to say this. Before you guys start answering the question, Security Boss showed me a video yesterday. If you guys didn't watch Unsolicited Security Boss yesterday, please go and watch it. Of this woman that got in this van, and I guess the boyfriend or the whatever he was to her left his phone in the van, and he got a DM from a female. And as he was coming out the store, you know how you wave because she's riding around the parking lot. He said, "I'm ready." She hit the gas, hit him, grazed him. She tried to delete him, but she missed him and hit somebody else and deleted somebody else innocent.
No, she didn't graze him, bro. She broke his leg. His leg was broken in two parts.
And she deleted the other guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she deleted the other guy. Now she's going to jail. Now keep in mind, I want to say this because we influence these behaviors on social media. We influence it on these YouTube channels. We influence that women, girl, don't let no man do this to you, girl. Take him out, girl. Delete black.
No, but hold
right?
on, Black Man.
Yeah.
One thing that y'all did miss, because we did the show on Saturday night on that one. What you did, what she didn't show was the woman got out the car.
Oh yeah, ran over to him.
No, and what did she do?
I didn't see that part.
She started beating him up.
Oh, I didn't see that.
She started jumping on him. She started hitting him.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
While he was down. That's why he couldn't get up, because his leg was broken in two. If you like pause it, his leg was like in a damn a circle. Damn near a circle.
Now watch this. This woman, now I want to say this, and then we'll get Hink in here. This woman has a history of violence. So they went back and looked at her record in 2020 with a boyfriend that left her because of her violence behavior. Thank God for him. It saved him some trouble. She left him because she tried to beat him with a hammer. Right? In late 2020, she got arrested for abusing her children, giving her 7-year-old daughter a black eye. But every time she got locked up, they let her out. Every time
they let her keep her kids.
Why?
Right? But my question,
and she kept her kids.
And she kept her kids. She kept the kids. Well, watch this, guys.
That doesn't.
My question is this: real quick answer all together, if you want. If that were me, Mandrell, JT, Mr. Bennett, World Class, Hink, or CJ, where would we be? If we would have hit, if I would have hit my daughter in the eye and blacked her eye, where would I be? Prison.
Dead.
Prison and dead.
Dead or in prison.
Oh yeah, if I would have chased,
I
chased my wife
Yeah.
down the street with a
happened
hammer.
Dead in prison.
for sure.
Yeah, if I chased my wife down the street with a hammer, hit her in the back of the head with a hammer, where am I going?
Prison.
Every time this woman did a criminal act, they released her.
Going
I'm
down.
not understanding that.
They
One. Like,
released
I'm
her.
just not.
And now she's going to jail for deleting an innocent bystander because she chose to use a vehicle as a weapon. But if she was put in jail for what she did 3 years ago, the person would still be alive. That dude would still be free. But Hink, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts?
Well, I blame the dude for even being with that chick.
Right, like who's posting the bail?
Hold on, baby. Hold on. I blame the buddy because he didn't ask the right questions. He didn't investigate. He didn't interrogate this woman before you got with her. I mean, some things you can't hide. Some things you can't cover up. That's gonna show.
Fact.
And so this dude already showed he's a cheater, and I'm sure he already tested the waters before when she done went off on his ass. Right then and there, that should have been saying, I need to get the fuck away from her. But
now check this out, Hink.
Nonetheless, but
she ran him over because she found out that he cheated on her.
But I'm saying this ain't the first
her,
time. I'm
with
sure
her
it's not the
sister.
first time he cheated, though. I'm sure it's not the first time
with her sister.
He liked the picture or said something out of pocket, and she done raised up on his ass. I'm sure it's not. That was just the last straw. That's all that was. But with the subject at hand, man, talking about what was it, Black Man? I don't remember. You told me.
No. I'm saying. So we were talking about the influencers. Before we go into that second question about the heterosexual men versus the gay men being protected by women that are influencers, but I'm just want to get your thoughts on the women influencers who are miserable and who's going to die alone, and they're influencing other women to latch onto their behavior and also die alone. How do you feel about the influencers?
I care less, man. Everybody's not gonna make it. So if they want to die alone, die alone. I don't give a shit about your ass. Die alone.
Well,
in fact, I want to get some insurance policies out for your ass so I can at least benefit from these motherfuckers. Donate their organs to science and need. Be donated to people who's on the list. who need organ transplants. Donate them.
Encouraging them to visit
if you want to live like it, if you want to walk like it, you want to have that mindset, the hell with your ass. I don't care if you die alone.
Sure.
Now, I feel sorry for any kids you may have, a family member, but other than the person who talks like that, I don't give a shit.
I almost don't feel sorry for the kids, Hank. I almost don't feel sorry for them.
Well,
I'm just gonna have to be honest, because some of y'all may judge me, but some people are better off. They ain't got nothing to do with that. But some women aren't designed to be mothers, and some of these women should not be training children up in this manner. So I ain't saying that's the best option, but I ain't gonna say I wholeheartedly feel sorry for the kids, because I'm like, I hate that they lose their parents, but God.
Well, let me say one more thing, man. There's some punk ass men out here though. There's some punk ass dudes out here. And if you out here acting out of pocket, knowing you need to be getting your house in order, I mean, there's no excuse. I don't care, like I was talking about the man being home. I don't care if he wasn't in a home. If them boys are acting like that, carrying like that, because they haven't seen a man.
Yeah.
They don't know what masculine looks like. Exactly. They have no idea because the father is not showing that to them.
Yep.
He's just not. So the example they getting is all mother. And so you can't blame them for being like that, because the mothers, that's all she's showing them. Guess how they going to act? If I see a woman every day, I'm going to act like one. I'm going to carry myself like one. I'm going to be overly emotional like a woman. I'm going to respond like a woman does, because that's all I know and I see. And that's all, you learn by what you see. 100%. So if that's the case, what do you think's going to happen? Now, if I see a man responding like a man, acting like a man, talking like a man, carrying like a man, dressing like a man, then my chances are better becoming a man. But if not, yeah, you're gonna have sugar cookies. You got some sugar, you got some cookies in your back pocket.
Yep. We always use it.
That's an old South shit. Some people might not know about that.
Right.
And we'll pass you up north, you might not know about that.
Right.
Yeah,
you say cookies in the pocket. We say aisle 5 at Walmart, because everybody knows what's on aisle 5 at Walmart. The sugar.
Damn.
So now I want to get back to the question about men being protected or men being protected or accepted when men want to be women. But when men want to be men, they're judged, or there's pushback, or there's a man can't say anything, right? A gay dude can go to a woman and say, "Girl, get your shit together, bitch," and they, "Oh, girl, that's my friend." But if you have a real man say to a woman anything, there's a problem, there's pushback. Why do you think that is, guys? Anybody can jump in. This is a panel discussion.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Because there's pushback.
Birds of they want to be women. They want to be women, and it's women talking to women. So birds of a feather flock together.
It's not a complicated question. I mean, like I said, Eddie Murphy, though, he said it best. Eddie Murphy Delirious, said gay men are the best friends to have. But you don't want anything from them. They don't want anything from you. You guys to be friends, and also he made a whole comedy skit about that. But again, it's like I think certainly that population certainly validates or has validated a lot of the behaviors where you have a lot of heterosexual men would not stand for a lot of those behaviors. I think a lot of men from that community do. And so any place where, again, any spaces where women are going to be validated, or in some spaces where men are basically saying that I want to be you, so that's another segment that's out there as well. But again, anything that validates the behavior, because you see, especially with a lot of people in those communities, they accentuate a lot of those qualities or a lot of those characteristics what we may deem negative in our community about women. They blow it up to the nth degree. They can be even more outrageous than the actual women are. So any spaces where that behavior is going to be validated, yeah, you're going to get the attention and the protection from a lot, because again, that community in particular does not want to hold you accountable. So it's for that very reason that there will be pushback, and that men are going to expect patterns of behavior and conduct and character from women that from others from other communities will not. So it's not that hard of a question, at least the way I see it.
But my thing is, why aren't the women kicking down the doors of these men? Because my thing is this: women always talk about, you don't understand on these panels. Oh, I've been a part of a whole bunch of them. I've been doing this a year and a month now. I understand. Oh, well, y'all don't. I've been on panels where women say, y'all don't understand the woman, the anatomy of a woman's body. A woman's hormones change. She have a baby, her hormones changing. Our backs hurt. Our breasts swell. We get hot flashes. We go through menopause. We got all these different things, and which I'm not denying that at all. Women do go through different changes in their bodies. However, how is it that you can argue with a man on a panel about saying something about what you should do to change, but you're not kicking down the doors of the gay men who claim to be you, but don't have to go through what you go through to be you? See, these men,
and then they would give you a name.
Exactly.
Fish.
Right. And now they're saying that they're saying you guys are not women. Come on, watch this. Now they're saying you guys are not women anymore. You're just carriers of life.
Honey, all you do is bleed once a month. That's what they're saying. They reduced that
So
down.
you welcome them in. It's just like the Indians in Christopher Columbus. The Indians welcomed Christopher in, and when he got in, he found out how they did their corn, how they planted their food, and then they deleted them all. This is what happened. So the man came in and
he discovered it.
Yeah, he didn't discover shit. And so they came in, and so basically the men want to be y'all. I want that question answered. I want the women to go first. Hey, tonight. Why is it that the women are not arguing on panels with men about the men that are trying to take their place and saying that they're women when they don't go through the struggle, they don't go through the menstrual cycles, they don't go through the cramps, they don't go through the hot flashes, they don't go through the menopause, they don't go through the body changes and the hormonal changes, and they claim to be you. They're being imposters. Why aren't women angry about that?
Because the women who are bothered by it won't speak up. And when they do, they're silenced in regards to the sharing of the content. You'll have those same individuals that all birds of a feather flock together. Those that support that behavior, those that support all of that rhetoric, that's what's going to be pushed. But just like we can't say certain words on these platforms, some women who have the voice to say it and that do say it and that do challenge it, guess what? Go back and see how many views, because we had this conversation right here on Black Man Unfiltered, in which we shared, we're not happy with that. You can't be a woman. You're not a woman. You're never, ever going to be a woman. It's not possible. So please don't steal our thunder. Go see how many views that had. Guaranteed that wasn't shared as much as, yes, queen, girl, give me. It's not going to be. That content is not going to be highlighted regardless. We can say it all day long. We say it, but it's not going to be shared. And in order for a woman to stand so strong and argue with that community, she's going to be slapped down. And going to be slapped down hard. And for some women, it's bad enough that some women still feel like we're struggling to even get traction in the workplace, let alone once we have a platform like this where we can speak our truth to so many people and kind of guide the community that we love. Who wants to risk losing all of that because they told a gay man, boy, sit down, because the community is going to come for him. The platform is going to be lost. It's going to suffer.
And I don't think
anybody's ready to suffer the consequence of that.
I want to ask you a question directly. So you said women are trying to get to a place in the workplace, right? Ain't it bad that we're in a situation? I'm gonna go to Louisiana on y'all. Ain't it bad that it's a situation where you can work your ass off for 3 years to get a promotion, because they normally don't promote women in an area, and a man can come in and say, I identify as this, and take your job?
Baby, do you hear me?
Listen, we got women out, we got men out here that say we're women.
And don't say nothing in the workplace that goes against the grain.
Oh yeah.
Baby, you can just about hang your job, because they will write you up for discrimination faster than you going in the workplace and calling somebody a nigga.
And guess what?
Who want to fight that fight?
And guess what? You got Woman of the Year right now in magazines. Woman of the Year went to, what's the guy's name? Used to be the Olympian, Kim Kardashian, them daddy mama.
Bruce Jenner.
Yeah, Bruce. Yeah, he got Woman of the Year on the front of a magazine. And I'm like, wow, how many other women was up for that, and he took their shine?
The guy used to be a decathlete, Olympic in the Olympics, and now he's Woman of the Year.
I'm so confused. I am so confused. I can't handle it. So,
but that's part of it. I don't know any other response. Anybody, please tell me, because I'm curious why.
But you know something,
especially for the women who have the voice and who have the platform. Why aren't you arguing?
Right.
But you know something, I think it's good for women because now they know how men feel. Now they know how men feel when we had to deal with what we had to deal with just because. Well, Farnham Factory said we got to get some women in here. All right, let me hire a woman over this man, even though she has to have the qualifications. But just because she's a woman. So now the shoe around the rabbits got to go. It ain't no fun, I tell you that.
My favorite
So
one.
now they feeling out. They feeling out.
Leave it up to Hank. You ain't lying.
If you, yeah, man. I mean, so go ahead. I want to know what your thoughts is as far as a female. You go quickly, then we'll get Coach K in here, and then we'll get everybody else, and then I'll ask the next question.
Yeah, I don't really get into things online and stuff like that because I don't chase stupidity. I can't deal with stupid people. But I have dealt with this at the work, like at one of my old jobs. The dude went to the interview as a man and came into orientation and continued work as a woman. People were afraid to deal with this person because they didn't want to get in trouble about discrimination and all this stuff. It's whatever. Don't come for me, I won't come for you, okay? So the fairy came for me and I told fairy off.
You're fired.
No, I didn't get fired. Don't stop. Don't. If you want to confront me, then confront me. Don't be over yonder speaking all loud for me to hear you as if I'm not going to do something and not going to say something. Because I said it loud enough for the supervisors to hear me. So yeah, I dealt with that shit.
What?
Yeah. Coach K, what you got, baby?
Well, I kind of want to hear what Queen Smiley has to say right now.
No, I was just a trigger. It was a trigger. I apologize. And it was beautifully animated. Said, yeah, I said it loud enough for the supervisor to hear. I don't understand that with people. If you got something to say to get off your chest professionally, and there's a problem within your team, within your organization, and that's what we do here on this panel. When you have a problem, you address that issue professionally. So ain't no, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say loud enough for supervisor to hear or for that individual to hear. And I'm not coming at you, beautifully animated.
No.
Yeah, I'm just saying that was a trigger for me to hear somebody say that. I'm like, why people even say that out loud in spaces? Why not just go directly to the, hey, excuse me, let me address this problem. If you don't mind, can we step aside for a second? Or either pull that individual. And that's a problem in our communities and relationships. Right. And I wasn't saying anything about what you were saying. That was a trigger for me in my past, in hearing and listening and dealing with conversations, having crucial conversations with people. That's where I went. It wasn't even geared towards the incident that you faced, because that was that situation. But that triggered me to think about
that in general. I do take the person and I go into the I take it to the supervisor, not to get the person in trouble, but to make sure that this person can't be like, oh, she said this and that to me. No, we're in the supervisor's office. They hear what we're saying to one another, so it can't be no run to the supervisor later, being the first one to run to the supervisor and be like, hey, this, that, and the other. It was just the way.
Right, I get it. So again, I wasn't saying that.
I reflected it,
I wasn't saying that for you to defend yourself. That's not what I was saying. Coach K asked about my facial response, and I was telling her that was a trigger for me. not for you to defend your situation, because that's your situation. Again, I wanted to bring that back when Coach K say, let me hear what Queen Smiley has to say. That triggered me to think about those crucial conversations that we need to have and the way we need to effectively communicate with one another. And so that
Animated said, fuck protocol.
I didn't take it as
I'm not talking about, see, that's the thing. I'm not talking about your situation. You're trying to say what I'm saying and tie it to your conversation. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the trigger that I had in regards to crucial conversations. Had nothing to do with your situation. So you don't have to defend what you did and how you did. You get what I'm saying? That's what I don't want you to do.
I'm just letting you know
so
that
you're still trying to defend it though.
This, no. I'm not saying this to be as a defense. I'm letting you know my general character is how I will usually handle it. This one was just off. Just to know me.
If you know that, you're like, I already do that, so I'm good, you know?
Yeah.
We got you.
Right. So I wanted to ask this question real quick, if I may.
Sorry,
I don't my sis.
Yeah, I'm gonna get CJ in on this question first, and then Mr. Bennett. Well, everybody could just chime in as we go, but even someone put in the chat, and I want to make sure I address it. Let's talk about the influence in media or influence in commercializing things or billboards, or because this young lady in the chat just said, what about the media, how they portray, they even put sexy clothes in the store for 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds to wear, where their stomach is showing, where the ass that is too tight on little girls. And it's hard to find something basic now. Like it really is. Like you really have to go hunting to find something basic. Now these little girls got their, shirts way up here. So what do you guys think about when it comes to the media? What do you think about when it comes to advertising? The influence that, because a lot of women work behind the scenes that make decisions on advertising, on what women and, the freedom of women and young ladies growing up. So what are your thoughts on that?
You got to go to Dillard's. You got to go to J.C. Penney. Like you got to go. You can't even like Children's Place. It's out of there, bro. It ain't number leggings in there, bro. Like I mean, yeah, bro. They promote it. I mean, it's no other way to look at it, man. Because man, I was at my daughter. I had my daughter's birthday party, and I'm seeing the little girls, and I'm like, wait the fucking, like, it's like they got halter tops in there, bro. Like they got their whole backs out and they got low cut jeans.
You saying little girls, walking around just like this?
Yeah, yeah, they sell clothes like that, Mandrell. Welcome to 2022, sir.
Like same clothes.
Maybe I'm just not paying attention.
Mandrell, do you live under a rock?
Well, nice one, Coach K. I'm not far from it. I'll say I know I'm not far from it. That's why I allow it. I'm like, yeah, you got a point. I don't really.
Yeah, I told my wife. I told my wife who's out. I say, why is these little girls dressed like this? They 7, 8 years old, and my wife's like, this is what it is.
They put lashes on them.
Children's Place is for Children's Place. You might as well say that's the clothes for the baby strippers.
That's
it is.
Shout out for the daddies that even know what Children's Place is, because that means you're doing the work.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So
boy, I go in there.
Appreciate y'all.
I haven't seen the child, a little girl with bow rats in so long.
Man,
they got eyelashes. They have leggings,
makeup,
down their back,
lashes,
lip gloss.
Outside
in junior high.
4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds. Yeah, they got braids all the way down to their little tush.
Okay, so Noble, question. With all this being said, when does a child get a chance to be the child?
Never. Not no more.
Listen, a child now is an extension of their mother's consumer experience. That's it.
Yes.
Because I remember me being a child doing stupid shit, or getting whoopings for doing stupid shit, like doing backflips off the roof of the house.
Yep, jumping out the tree.
Oh, you thought
I climbed the tree.
In the woods.
I climbed the tree and climb over the branch and get on the roof of the house. I go to the edge and I start doing backflips off the roof of the house.
Yeah, on the drip edge.
Right, and then my parents caught me. I get.
And you tell kids to go outside now. If you tell kids to go outside now, they're gonna say for what?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's two things with that. One, well, hang on.
before you go there, that issue is because of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the parents won't let the kids go out. I remember to this day, like, you know, growing up, we would walk miles to go to school, not just. And I remember when I started dropping my kids off at elementary school, and there'd be a line of cars, and there was probably about between when you get out of the car and into the building is probably about 30 feet, and there's a security guard that's high-fiving the kids that go in. The parent will not leave until they see their kid go in the building and out of their sight before they pull off. That's so far detached that you won't even let your kid just walk into the school. I mean, again, there's a guard there, there's security everywhere, whatnot, but the fact that you won't even let your kid out of your sight. So how many parents are out there saying, oh, just go outside and play, just be back at 5 o'clock or whatever before sundown? That's not happening either. So again, we and part of that, and you talk about media influence as well. Part of this media influence is we're convinced that somehow that my kid's going to get kidnapped. You know, is the likelihood of my kid getting kidnapped so far up. When they started putting kids on the back of milk cartons or whatnot, I don't know, it just changed the culture where it's like you wouldn't let your kids out of your sight anymore. And so, and plus the fact they got cell phone, you got cell phone where you could actually track your kid. You can track his movements. You can know exactly where they are. My wife with my kids now, even though they're grown, she eavesdrops on them all the time still. And you still won't let your kid out of your sight. So there's something that happened to us as parents where we become we won't let our kids, like Mandrell in your experience, go out, fall or whatever. You came home. If you catch yourself, you came home, mom patched it up, and you went back outside and you just did your business.
Yeah, go right back outside. Do something else stupid.
So it's been a transition in that we've been so protective of our children
in a 24-hour news cycle.
Yeah, and it's like it's in our kids. Like, oh my gosh, I can't let my kid walk a block down to the store to get something because someone's going to take my kid. I mean, what's the likelihood of that happening? But it's like we just think that as soon as you walk out, that's just going to happen to you.
Then the kids don't learn how to be tough and how to, you know, deal with things or whatever. They don't get to play outside and get dirty, and also, you know, not be hitting each other, but have fights and disagreements with other kids to learn how to, you know, develop those skills. Like, everyone is soft at this point because no one's put in a situation where they can, you know, learn and become tough, basically. Just like any, you know, muscle or anything else. You know, I'm always saying this,
but also form communities, because it used to be it was a group of us. Like, you would walk to school, you would pick up Charlie, you would pick up Tom, and you go as a group. It'd be a collective of you. And in that exchange, going back to the school, you would talk, and you would talk about girls, you would talk about whatever, you know, that was going on. So again, a lot of that is lost because in our minds, the media's put such fear into us. Someone mentioned earlier about the Atlanta child deletions that was back in the 80s. I think it was like 8 kids by some serial person or whatever.
Wasn't it the guy who was throwing the bodies in the Chattahoochee River? They called him the Atlanta killer.
Yeah, it was something
serial
like that.
Killer back.
Yeah.
I remember.
But you paralyzed an entire nation.
You did.
With those 8.
No, but even with that, he still maintains his innocence.
Right.
He still maintains his innocence, and they still never drew anything to him. This was the craziest thing. They had
there was no evidence against him.
No evidence of anything against him.
They dubbed this guy a serial killer in the whole 9 yards.
Right. Yeah, and I was a kid.
It was like, where's it? I was a kid too, and it's like, where's the evidence? As in contrast to someone like the son of Sam.
But it got a whole bunch of people thinking, oh, we better not let our kids out.
So Queens, go ahead, Jason. What is your thoughts about the clothes for the young ladies?
Well, I want to talk about the whole thing when it comes down to what, you know, and somebody just put propaganda. When we talk about merchandising, when we're talking about marketing and all these different things, who's the biggest marketer? See, what we not understand is that we got to come up to the 2000s, y'all. We got to come back to the 2000s. Who is the news? Who is the marketers? Who is the merchandisers? It's us. We keep blaming it on the boogeyman, just like when people they blame racism. They don't have a person, so they make it a straw man because there's not a group or a person. It's very hard for us to be able to explain what racism is.
JC, you breaking up real bad.
Yeah, breaking up bad.
You breaking up real. You might want to go out and come back in, brother.
I go. Well, I was just saying, what I was saying, Children's Place got the craziest amount of sales too.
Yeah.
Shit cheap as hell.
Yeah.
It's like McDonald's. It's like the food not good for you,
Dakota.
but you can get a whole damn family meal for $7.55.
Yeah.
We're in.
Yeah.
We're in.
Right. Yeah. And I think
McDonald's.
Because some of this you think have come out of
go
this glamour culture. Remember back in the day that that case with Joan Benet Ramsey, that kid, and you used to have those pageants back then where these girls, these little girls, mostly white girls, they would get all dolled up in these, these outfits, and they had these pageants. But it was almost like an underground kind of culture or subculture in and of itself.
They were
that kind of brought that
his
pub.
teeth out, putting in adult teeth. They were having them looking like many adults.
Makeup.
Right. But with reality TV, a lot of that stuff became mainstream. Right. So y'all remember Honey Boo Boo when that show came out?
Oh,
and all that. So, like I said, it used to be like a subculture in itself, like because it's expensive, right? Because it would cost thousands of dollars. You go to all these pageants and everything. Like it was like almost like a game for the upper classes.
Yeah, like
but then you had all these reality shows came on, and then people started again. The media influence started influencing that. Oh, I want my daughter to look like that, or I should have my own thing or whatever. When Honey Boo Boo came on, and then they, you see her background, and she's, trailer park or however you want to describe that culture where she comes from, or whatever. But then everybody gravitated towards that. So I think I certainly think the media in terms of how these things that used to be underground now are on the surface, and everybody's trying to emulate that.
Hey, can you guys hear me now? Am I breaking up?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, we hear you now, JT. Now go ahead and make your point, soldier.
So that's what I was saying, was that we are the marketers. The people are the marketers now. We're the news. We're the marketers. We're the merchandisers. We're all of these things now that we keep trying to blame on the boogeyman. Of course, you have major merchandisers, and you got this whole thing where they say propaganda. This is why, understand, if you guys understand how big social media is now, network TV has moved to social media.
Yeah.
Everything has moved to social media because they understand that the people have the power. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to gain that power back so they can have the power on the propaganda. Right now, we have it in our hands. A lot of us ain't taking it and doing what we're supposed to do. Why? Because we get on platforms and we argue about things. Like platforms like this, what we have right now, the reason why it's not getting a lot of traction right now is because people are too goddamn comfortable. They're very comfortable now. They're comfortable with all of the stuff with no nutrition, contrition. They have none of that right now. So that's what it is. Somebody already mentioned that sleepiness. That sleepiness that the majority of our people got. This is what it is. It's like they're sleepwalking. They don't understand because they don't have anything to refer to. They don't have a background that they even want to look for as a reference in life anymore. So guess what they look at? What's in the present. So when you see, and that's why, when we keep saying, when people say, well, parents are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, you better find out what the majority of parents look like. They're kids.
Yeah.
The parents are kids. Their hair is, can you imagine, any one of y'all, imagine your mama walking down the street or walking in your school with red, blue, purple, and green hair, and she got tattoos on her neck. She got tattoos all over her. She got a whole sleeve of tattoos. Or your mama have a tattoo right there on her chest with a penis on it and some lips. Or your mom is, one of those strippers. Remember, didn't nobody know if another person's mother was a stripper back in the day? Now everybody knows the mom is a stripper. Guess what? The teachers dress like strippers too. Your judges dress like strippers too.
Well, JT, when was the last time you've been to a parent-teacher conference?
I ain't been. My youngest daughter, dog, is 20.
Let me help you.
So the last time,
let me help you. I went to, my son's 15. I went to all the parent-teacher conference. My son's 15. Queen Smile. I went up to the school. You know what school I'm talking about. I went up to the school and we went to meet the teacher. So I'm thinking to myself, all these, these older women, they're going, they're on their stuff, whatever. I walk in the classroom. Baby, wife, if you're watching, I'm sorry. what I'm about to say. I walked in the classroom. When I tell you that damn teacher was so fine, listen to me. When I walked in, my wife was with me. When I walked out, I said, my wife said, no, well, I saw you. I said, no, babe, I was my tooth hurt. Listen, these teachers are so, listen to me. These teachers bad. And they look like they 22, 23 years old. They got the tight clothes on, they breast out. I said, damn, that's why my son having problems.
Yeah, my kids had a teacher like that. I used to call her Kim Kardashian.
My son is going through puberty. He's 15. His hormones is going crazy. And his teacher in classroom bending over, picking up book bags, and she fine. Got an ass like Serena Williams. And little old waist, big old breasts. And my son in class, he's not paying attention to the board. He's paying attention to them jeans. And I'm like, damn, our teachers didn't look like this.
And they got IGs.
And they looking at their teacher, right. IG like, dude, look at our teacher. Damn, dude. Oh, look at that. You know, the little 15-year-old boys got phones, and they looking up their teacher. They ask their teacher, what's your first name? Oh, Sharon. Oh, Sharon. Sharon Vaughn. Oh, look at her.
Finding that IG.
You can see your teacher's whole personal life. You can see her at the club. You can see her out drinking. You can see her out smoking. You can see her out. The kids can actually see the lives of their teachers. Back in the day, once we left our teachers here, we didn't see them till the next day. Right? So social media plays a huge role.
Unless you run into them at the grocery store.
At the grocery store. but it plays a huge role. You know, when these teachers are 22, 23 years old, and they sit in the classroom with your son, and your son like, You know, like I went to my son's football game, and I'll let y'all cook. Went to my son's football game, and I was just cheering, and my daughter, my 14-year-old, was sitting beside me, and the coach looked up. He said, "Hey, Lena," and he pointed up at like this, and I'm looking like, what the fuck is that for? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying to myself, you know, he's a younger dude. He look like he's about 23. You know, real fit, cut up dude. And I'm like, you know, I'm looking like, okay, why are he pointing at her like that? Like, you know, you have to really start, it make you start asking yourself questions like, damn, like, are these young dudes up here looking at your daughters, especially the daughters that are growing faster than normal now? You know,
right.
You know, my daughter, 14 years old, and every time she leave out the house, I ask my wife, can you please get her pants 2 sizes bigger? You know, can you get us some overalls?
Yeah, some ugly ones.
Because I'm
just leave her in the house.
Oh my God, bro. When every day she walk out, I just drop my head. You know, my wife said you can't stop the inevitable. That's who she is. That's who she's gonna be. She's gonna be curvy. She's gonna be like that. And I'm just Queen Smiley. I'm gonna bring it to you. I'm gonna let you bring over and let you. Lord have help me. Help me. Pray for me. Oh, help me.
That was a lot, Black Man. What's your question? Because I have 11-year-old, and when I took the boys to Andretti's Friday, they were discussing. I kind of overheard them talking about girls, and of course, when they start saying, you know, so and so like so and so, man, she's crazy. Because one of the kids that goes, he lives in our neighborhood, and so he said, you know, and then he got real quiet. And I'm thinking to myself, I know you right, because play with me if you want to. But then they start talking about teachers. You know, and so-and-so is the best looking teacher in our class. I like this teacher's class. But I'm like saying to myself, like, I know these Negroes. And then they started saying, I can't remember what the conversation. I was like, all right, y'all, that's enough. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
my son,
that's enough.
My son's simping. I'm telling you. The teacher said, your son, he's so...
And the crazy part is the teachers simp over our children.
Yes, and my son said,
if y'all hadn't saw my son is handsome.
My son too.
He's you know, he got that beautiful curly hair. He's biracial, and oh my God, the teachers love him. Oh, come here, Smiley, with this hair. Yeah. And so they do all of that when they see him. Oh my God, he's so athletic. He's so smart. And oh my God,
yeah.
So they let him have his way. And I have to check them too.
Black Man, tell your son I'm gonna tell my sister he's cheating on her.
Look,
So-
no, you talking about JJ. I'm talking about Jamar. So Jamar goes to class.
Yeah, one of his little sons has a crush
Yeah,
on my
JJ.
sister.
Yeah, JJ, my little boy got a
Yeah.
crush on Shushu.
So you have these young teachers who are looking at these children and
Yeah.
they're saying, "Oh my God, he gonna be something nice when he get older."
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
No, you
And
know
my
what that
son, my
means.
son
He
sent me
can be
because
nice,
what,
all right.
my son sent me and my wife gonna look like this. I said, "Oh, I don't look like that now," because she
So-
said to my wife, she said, "He's so sweet. He comes in every day, 5 minutes before class. He's sharpening all the pencils. He's making sure everybody's books are out. He
Girl,
putting
he
up the
trying to hang
bags on the
around
wall
you.
for me. I don't have to do anything when he's here." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I asked my son, I say, "Son," he said, "Daddy, I just don't want him to do nothing. I don't want to have to do too much." I said, "Is that an apple to the teacher, or is that a penal problem?" Because I'm just trying to figure. Y'all
It's
help me.
normal. It's normal. It's normal. It's a normal thing. He has an attraction to a female. That's
It's
all
a normal
it is.
thing.
Yeah, that's another. Here's the thing. You telling me you don't remember a teacher that you had a crush on, man?
Now all our teachers look like Rambo. So
Oh yeah, and Rainbow, I can honestly say now some coaches, that was some fine coaches. I'll say that in Raver. And I'm just gonna
You
leave
know
it.
what?
I'm gonna put that pin and leave it right there. But
let me
female
tell
teachers,
you. Let me tell you. I did have like little crushes on the teachers, not because of exactly how they looked.
You hit them.
It was kind of. It was kind. No, it wasn't that type of crush. It was just from third grade on up. I just had some teachers that I like to this day. I can. I really remember.
Yeah.
And it was because of how they treated me. They treated me like they treated me like a kid, but they knew that they can get me to learn what I need to learn by having that type of psychology with me. And I just remember, everybody had a teacher named Miss Jones or Miss Davis or something like that.
Yeah.
And I can't remember her. It was one of those names. And she spent a lot of time, getting me.
It's Crabtree.
Some shit like that. And it was just at a point, even when I didn't misbehave a whole lot, but I was a boy. So, it was some times where I did some mischievous shit. And even though she was really, really nice to me, she was kind of like a mother still. If I got in trouble, it was the way that she, it wasn't even a discipline. It was the way that she talked to me. That you're not supposed to be doing that.
Facts.
Even if I was, I'm 8 years old. You need to be an 8-year-old. You need to do these things.
Exactly.
It was just the way that she was talking to me. And I straightened up versus some other teachers that didn't care. They talked to me like I wasn't shit. It was fucked up. So, and there was a lot of teachers like that. And the thing was that she didn't do what the male teachers, because I looked up to every male teacher I had. I looked up to them. They actually were good guys. They were fathers and a whole lot of things.
You want to know some, JT?
So
I never had a male teacher. And I've never in my life had a
I don't
teacher
think
that
I
I
had
looked
one
at
either.
that I looked at like that, like a mother figure or something like that. Never had it.
I had
Wow.
both.
Oh, Mr.
And
Swick,
so those
Mr.
are the
Swick.
only teachers, not only just Mr. Swick, but Sergeant
Mr.
Major
Minshew?
Wilson,
Yep.
Mr. Minshew, Tina May.
Tina May. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're
So
right.
all of those,
Colonel Morgan.
I still talk to them to this day. Literally, I stopped by.
Colonel Morgan did, right?
But I stopped by Sergeant Major Wilson and his wife's house probably about last year sometime.
Yeah.
Me and him met for breakfast earlier this year. Me, him, Kiwanda, all of us, we got together.
That was the crew right there. That was the crew.
So we all got together. So I still hold those people dear. And like JT mentioned, that's how I saw those people. So I'm glad you shared that, because I did have not an attraction to those, but that relationship.
But one of the dopest male teachers I had was I always call him Mr. Sheard. A lot of people like to call him Bishop Sheard. And I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's the bishop.
The Clark sister, the Clark sister's husband.
Her husband. He was my 7th and 8th grade math teacher. He was a math teacher. I didn't know until we was getting ready to graduate that he was even a bishop. I didn't even know that because he didn't come there like that. But this man was a brilliant guy, and he wasn't a loud guy. He was just a dude. He wasn't stoic. He just had a balance to him. Always wore suits and stuff like that.
Yep.
He was just, and it was just
too.
Yeah.
Yep, in high school, Mr.
Really,
Bailey.
really, he was a really cool dude, and to this day. And I was surprised. It was a couple of years ago that he remembered me. I was like, damn, he remembered me.
Yeah, and
what I think about it, I made a mistake. I did have one male teacher, Mr. Dean. I think I was in 9th grade. He taught math. Good guy. I got an A in his class. I mean, he was a good teacher. He had a way of teaching. Yeah, he's a good teacher, but that's the only one.
Yeah. Now let me say this, because I want to bring us back real quick. There was a show on Netflix that sexualized little girls.
What did?
Oh yeah, it was a show on Netflix. Coach K shaking her head like she knows what I'm talking about. It was called Cuties.
They just got
I
rid
didn't
of
see
it.
it, but I heard of it.
It was
They
called
just-
Cuties, and
they
they would dress
hid it.
these girls so. Oh my! Some of the stuff they put on these little babies.
It
In
was
the
like to raise
comments-
awareness, but it was. I don't think that's the way to do it. It just,
No.
I think.
Well, it was a
but if I
reality show,
remember
or
right.
was it a?
It was a
This was a show.
It was a
This
show. It was a
like a
reality
drama,
show.
like a TV drama.
No, it was a reality show.
It was
Reality show.
reality,
Okay,
wasn't it?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Was
a yeah, it was a reality show.
Wow.
But
I thought
raising
they were
awareness
acting.
for what?
I have
Let
no.
me make sure. Let me double check.
Yeah. Let me see.
Because it was in the they were African. They
Oh,
were
for-
African.
No, it was a movie. It was a movie.
They were
It was a
African.
movie.
You say
They were
JT?
African.
It was across
They
the
were
pond.
African.
Oh well, JT. That explains everything. They were Africans. What else do you expect?
No, on the Cuties.
God
Yeah,
damn.
they're
Yeah.
crazy. Africans are
No,
crazy.
it
African.
wasn't cute. It wasn't all of them African. It was a mixture of them.
It was some white
So
girls.
you had,
It was white
I mean,
girls, Hispanic girls.
There's white
Okay.
people in Africa.
No, I know that, man.
So-
girl.
I mean, but the main character, her family was from African descent. I should have said that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
Good.
seeing like the main like clip of it was that girl that you're talking about, but it says online that the film aims to demonstrate what it means to approach womanhood between two cultures, as well as the wider theme of the hypersexualization of youngsters in modern society. So by doing exactly that, but
It did
They-
exactly
they
what
had-
it was trying to
Yeah,
keep
they had
from
those
happening.
girls,
Right.
man, bro.
That was a little skirt. It was bad.
It was bad. It was bad.
However,
Hey,
it
but
raised
at least they removed
great
it.
conversation. It raised because
Yeah.
some people said they didn't see anything wrong with it, and
Right.
when I tell you they had some conversations on that, man, I was like, wow.
And some of the
was a-
men, and a lady did, I can't remember the YouTube channel it was on, but they were talking about it. And she was like, did you see some of the men, what they were saying to my, I don't like little girls, but those little girls sexy.
Yeah.
What?
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you had grown ass men looking at these 7, 8-year-olds talking about, man, I don't look at little girls, but shit, them girls sexy.
And
Can
that
I
was
say
why
something
that
real
show
quick?
was really bad.
This-
It
That's
was
what I used to
counterproductive.
argue with my ex-wife about. I'd be like, bro,
not gonna go ahead.
it's like I used to tell by my daughter all the time, like, you got to understand, I know I'm a sane individual, but I also know the way the male mind works and the sickness of some men. You are literally feeding our child to the slaughter with wearing this shit. It's like they don't
Yeah.
understand the nature. It's like they don't want to accept the nature of some men in general, but especially these sick motherfuckers. They just don't want to accept it.
Yeah, I want to say this real quick, and I won't say like any buzzwords or anything, but you're exactly right, CJ. And people, I don't have kids, but I can only imagine how uncomfortable and sickening this is. But this whole like the topic right now is very prevalent, and it's a lot more common than you think, but it's in like the corners, but you don't know unless you hear about this. So when your kid is wearing something and it's like, oh, they look cute, whatever, just think about it. And that's another reason why kids have to be careful, especially online. But it's very prevalent.
So much get done in the name of cute is ridiculous.
Exactly, bro.
Right.
Exactly. So what are you guys' thoughts? I mean, y'all chime in, Mr. Bennett. What are your thoughts? Because I'm going to pull up this cover that they did for Netflix, and I'm going to pull it up and I'm going to show it to you guys because I think it'll be. Let me pull it up. Let's see. All right, now these girls are 7. I want to say. Yeah, 7. Yeah. Okay, I want to make sure. Let me share this screen with you guys. Show you this real quick.
My daughter's age.
Man, shit. All right, here we go. Look at this, man. These are 7-year-old girls.
Those can't be 7-year-olds.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Those
Well,
ain't
the
7
one-
years old.
Those are
Girls.
not-
Stop it.
That's like 12, I would say.
They're dancers?
Exactly, 12 or
Let me see.
13.
Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah, they're about 12.
Yeah, that's a dance
12.
troupe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about 12 or
They
13.
say the movie critics follow girls from the. Okay, so the storyline is, I've never watched this shit and never will. But they say the storyline talks about girls that started out as little, childhood friends that moved up in a dance group. They are 11. They're 11 and 12. Yep. So
and
guys,
they danced seductively. It was like,
Jenny.
yeah. Are y'all seeing this?
Twerking and everything.
Yeah.
Stripper dancing and all
Like when
kinds
you
of
look
stuff.
at that picture, do you feel as if this is appropriate or inappropriate?
Absolutely is inappropriate. No doubt.
Inappropriate. Especially
I'm
the
waiting for you to
poses.
take this son bitch down.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
The poses is what take it really out. Because
Right, like
here's the,
right.
I understand some competitions,
Damn, that's bad.
some
Ain't that bad? Ain't
competitions
that bad?
require a certain type of uniform, but
Right.
those poses, especially the whole on the ground crouching one, which with
Yeah,
your
some of their
pelvis
dance
Yeah.
moves are
tight.
like that.
Ooh, I
Not
beat
part
her
of-
up that.
Yeah.
But
all three of my girls grew up in dance. So I've been to recitals. I've seen from top, to bottom, and I know the schools that they went to. They weren't allowing that. That kind of. But I know but some of them do. Now some of those high end competitions.
Damn.
Where where it's being judged, then they
My
push the
daughter
envelope.
moving to Dallas, she danced for explosive cheer and dance, and they be dancing and competing against that team in Mississippi.
Yeah, if it's competitions,
right? I was just about to bring that up.
It's different.
Y'all been to a girls' volleyball game or girls'
Right.
track meet?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Y'all been to have y'all seen the outfits they wear?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's another thing. Well,
In
on
high
the
school.
professional level, I don't know what I'm
I've
watching.
never
If
seen
you
it in
watch
junior high.
women's track and field,
They
if
out
you
there
watch
in
beach
draws.
volleyball, I mean, it's like, is that a uniform or what? I mean, that's like, it's
So
before football.
they
let's
change
go
that
back
whole
to
thing
that.
up, man.
I used to go.
But let's go back to that one that you were just saying, Queen Smiley, when we went the one in the Mississippi team, right? Let me tell you, this is what was crazy. Those girls, the way that they danced, and I mean, she was giving them routine. Like now, I think she still has it. She's not on because they got her on a reality show. She had a reality show, right? And the reality show was about them dancing and how seductive they was dancing at one time, right? And so one of the news wasn't the fact that the girls was dancing yet. The news was, why would you have your daughters being coached by a ex
porn star?
Exactly, bro.
Yep, from the Dancing Dolls.
The
Yep.
Dancing Dolls in Mississippi, bro.
Wow.
Coach D.
Coach
That's
D.
her name.
Exactly, bro.
And they
And-
do,
and-
and
and
they
guess
do
what?
mean
Oh,
D.
but guess
And
what?
if
though?
any of you guys want to be freaky, y'all can still find on porn. Porn.
Right. And get,
What is it?
yeah. Guess what? Now, guess what, guys?
I go
A
to
lot of the
Xvideo. I don't
women,
move- I don't
a
fool with
lot of the
porn.
women said, "Oh, but she got married. She changed her life. She not like that no more." It doesn't matter. Your dance girls can go look at a video of you on the internet, tooted up, getting the meat wagon.
Well, let's turn it. Well, I'm bringing it full
She's a
circle now.
reformed hoe, though.
Yeah,
They
come on,
changed
come on,
it. They
JT. I see
changed
where
it.
you're going.
She saved and
They
sanctified.
changed the trajectory where they took the focus off of the girls and off of her. Guess what the storyline started to be about then?
Oh, Al
The
5 in Walmart.
mamas. No, the mamas.
The
The mamas.
But you also seen Al
the
5
mamas
in Walmart
in all
in
their
too.
business fighting. Yeah, but I'm talking about the mamas was fighting each other. The mamas start arguing with each other. They turned it into a ratchet mama fest.
Yep.
They didn't even talk about the girls anymore. They didn't even talk about Coach D anymore.
But
The only time she came in is when she was telling them that they couldn't be in the doggone thing. So they're outside of the gym, looking in the window and arguing with one another.
JT, I got one better than that for you. Down here in Louisville, Kentucky, we had a couple incidents.
Uh-oh.
One of them, they had a dude that was a pedophile training. Now, they wasn't in cheerleading, but he was training them how to do flips because he was an ex-cheerleader, but he was a pedophile, and they ended up firing him down here in Louisville, Kentucky. And there's another one was Louisville, Kentucky cheerleader girls was on a reality show. And they got in trouble to the point where they had to fire the coach, and the girls got suspended for a while because of what they was doing and having sex and having orgies and everything. What? Now, they didn't show all the graph, but you had an idea what was going on once they went in them rooms and doing what they was doing. And they was in a reality show, and they had to fire the coach and let half the cheerleaders go because of that.
Yeah, because in Fayetteville, Arkansas, if y'all want to look that up, there was a you know how you go down your news feed. This was about a year ago, about a year and a half ago, maybe. And this little boy at school, he wasn't a little boy, he's in middle school or high school. He had his camera out. They wear uniforms. He had his camera out, and all you hear in the background is oh in the background. I said, what the fuck? So he goes over to the stall. It's like 6 or 7 boys, and they got a circle around their teacher, and they all banging her up. And he got the camera. He got the camera just like this here, doing like this. And she looks up and sees the camera. She say, "Turn that damn camera off!" Oh my God, what did you just do?
What did he just do?
Ruin your life.
Man, they was choo choo.
Wait. Hold on. How old are these kids?
Oh, they about 16. The boys about 15, 16 years old, 17 maybe.
That's all. This is all her fault. That's what she gets. What did you do? He ruined your life, lady. That's what he did. And you deserve it.
She ruined herself. Can't blame him.
But listen, if you go online and you look at all the teachers that have messed with 15, 16, 17-year-old boys, just go look at them. Look at their pictures.
Wait, here's the thing.
Sports
ladies,
Illustrated.
Hold on, ladies, please tell me. Is that some kind of fetish or something?
What? I'm sorry.
That make women go after little young boys like that?
Yeah,
I don't understand the question.
CJ showing you?
I mean, I'm still like that, CJ, and I'm 44. No problem.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying.
When you're around children like that, you end up. But see, when you around children like that, and this is the thing, I always thought that teachers should have shrinks. I always thought that they should have somebody to be some type of coach for them, because think about it. If they're around your kids for 8 hours, 5 days a week, a lot of these teachers revert to being a fucking child. That's why you will see teachers getting into it with children as if they're grown, because they're around nothing but children. So imagine being around some doggone 12-year-olds. Man, let me tell you, we are missiles at 12 and 13 years old.
And
man.
this is what I don't understand about it.
You tapping into something like that with our emotions.
Energy.
I mean, we full of energy.
This is what I don't understand about this when we have these conversations. You know, the conversation will usually go to, well, when you were that age, what did you want?
Right.
Fair enough. But when we talk about young ladies that want that grown man, we seem to understand that they still need to be protected no matter what the child wants. We don't seem to understand that when it comes to, why wouldn't, and shout out to Dr. Bennett, because he mentioned one of the ones I wanted to knock down, Mrs. Crabtree. I wanted her ass, don't get me wrong. But if she gave it to me, I'm not the one that's in the wrong here. I'm 14. This woman got a mature Puma in them pants, and she giving it away, taking advantage of. We don't want to hold that. This is what we.
And that's where I was going to. Yeah. It's not out. It's not on us. But we're not protected. We ain't never been protected, because guess what? Even men won't protect us. I mean, shit, nigga. Because think about it. If you ever heard a guy that's in his 30s or 40s and he talks about his sexual relationships with an older woman, because once our mind starts to get mature, we'll sit back and be like, that fool took advantage of me.
Right.
We get mad. Yep. We probably wasn't mad at that time, but we ended up getting mad. And it comes from a lot of women and men, grown women and men. Men would tell a boy that if you didn't like it, then you're gay.
Right.
If it bothered you, then you're gay.
Exactly.
Without really understanding, no, man, listen, I didn't have the control that I have now as an adult. I didn't. The way that I thought, I can remember how I thought being a 12-year-old versus how I think now. Man, I was a firecracker.
That's R. Kelly's story.
All it took was for a woman to touch me on my doggone shoulder, and it's over with.
They don't want to talk about that R. Kelly story of how he became who he. They don't focus on it. That was a 5-minute excerpt, nigga, and they move.
They go right over it, don't they?
They went right over.
When you say the man was taken advantage of by his own family member, they go right past it, and just say he's a monster. Okay.
Yeah. He's the monster. Yeah, but Frankenstein was never the monster.
Did he just become one, or
exactly?
You know what I'm saying? So this is where, I didn't want to go that far into it, but
Yeah.
I do want to get to this too. Let's bring it back.
Hey, you chopping up again, bro. You may have to go back and come back in.
Damn. I'll get out.
Dial
Go
up.
back
You
in.
got that dial up in Detroit.
But you know what? He is absolutely right. They did talk about R. Kelly being that way. He was taken advantage of by his aunt and his uncle.
His uncle
At a very young age. And Iyanla, which I wish this would have happened. They did an interview with Iyanla. Iyanla say before R. Kelly was arrested.
Let the bat chat be in me too.
Okay. Before Iyanla was arrested. Okay, all right, brother. Thank you, Hink, man, for being here tonight, my brother. So before R. Kelly was arrested, Iyanla said she had already booked R. Kelly to do a 4-part series to talk about what happened to him as a kid. And he got arrested, bro. Imagine what that would have been her highest grossing and rated show of all time. For her to sit down and talk to R. Kelly and get inside that man's head.
Yep.
Right? R. Kelly said it got so bad with his aunt and his uncles and his family that used to molest him to that point that he fell in love with his mom. Did you see the video where he said when his mom put her lips on the cup, he would go up and kiss the cup? Yeah. Like it started making out with the cup when his mama's lips on the cup.
Yeah.
Why do you do that?
His mama, and you know the bad thing about it, you know how it is in our households. His mama knew it. His mama knew they was doing it to him.
No, she didn't.
Oh my God. She knew it. She knew it. And
how do we know she knew it?
Because she didn't want it, because it happens in all the listen, don't mess up my the family. What goes on in this house stays in this house. You don't go out and embarrass this family name. You know, man, that's how it goes, bro. And
keep it in the closet.
Yeah, but how does the child embarrass the family name when it's the adult taking advantage of the child?
Because I get your logic, though. I get your logic, Mandrell, but this is the thing. It is a big and a huge problem in these families.
Yep.
When I tell you, we talking about generations of it. Very huge.
Really big.
Listen,
really big. Just
we
like
have family
Trump
members
Tower.
that thought that they were cousins with a family member when they end up being siblings with that family member.
That's because you'll be in jail.
You know who the mama is, but you won't know who the dad is.
Wrong.
Generation after generation.
The problem is they were doing
and guess
it
what?
wrong.
And guess what? And when you do generation after generation after generation after generation, they don't get the healing, and it passes on. That's what R. Kelly did. R. Kelly didn't go through the mental help to get any help whatsoever. Because we as a culture, we don't go do therapy.
Right.
And R. Kelly went out there.
The problem is.
Iyanla said, wherever your traumatic experience happens, is where you stay traumatically. So she said, if R. Kelly was molested at 14 years old, she said, how old were the girls he was going after? She said that little boy in R. Kelly is still trying to take that 14-year-old girl to the prom. She said, but that's not sexy, so that's why we're not talking about it on TV.
Yep.
It was shining a different light on him. The world wants him to be a monster and say he did all these monstrous things.
He did.
Which he did. Right. But how did he get there?
See, we don't care about
irrelevant.
The boys.
It's not irrelevant, bro.
It's irrelevant. His family failed him.
Are you saying that you're saying that it's relevant? Or are you just saying it's looked at as irrelevant?
Oh, I'm saying, here's the thing. His family failed him. Bottom line, right? None of them who were supposed to protect him but failed at doing that are going to prison or paying for any of these things, even though there's some. I agree that down the line they hold some responsibility for this because they could have prevented it and they did not.
Right.
Okay. And no one was held accountable for what was done to him, but he's going to be held accountable for what and I agree. He did it and he knew better. He did it and he knew better. So he got to be held accountable. Right. But none of those people who failed him are going to be held accountable for their lack of action.
It's just like it's life.
It's life.
That's why I
say
it's life.
Can you imagine a traumatic experience though when you get dropped off at your uncle and your auntie house and your uncle is penetrating you every goddamn time you come over there?
His
and
uncle
you 13
didn't do that now.
and you 13 and 14 and you 13, 14 years old.
Uncle too.
You what?
What you say, JT?
You 13 years old and your uncle
His uncle messed with him.
His aunt messed with him when they over there just
His
molested.
sister.
His sister did it to him. His aunt. It was a whole family full of them, and he go over there.
Yeah,
They just,
not just him.
oh my God, bro!
But his brother.
Yep. His brother talked
The
about
brother that just got out of jail.
And, you know, even singers like, I don't know if Donnie McClurkin is from Detroit. He may not be, but Donnie McClurkin, the gospel singer, said the same thing. He said 5 of his uncles raped him over a period of time.
And Donnie McClurkin said that?
Yes.
So how'd he turn out?
Right. So this is the thing. When we talk about this whole thing where it comes down to even with the women and the men, I think that the reason why you don't hear a whole lot about, I mean, we can tell you the reason why you don't hear a whole lot about with men is because nobody cares. You're going to be talked about. You're going to be labeled as being happy. You're going to be labeled as being probably don't nobody want their kids around you because it happened to you. And a lot of people will have the concept that if it happened to him, he's going to do it to somebody else too. So it's a lot of other things that's involved. But one of the major things is that nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Right.
They're going to call you happy. Right. You got that label. Yeah. When you let it out like that, that's why it's messed up. This is why we don't have it, even with the girls. Think about it. Most of the girls that people mess with them is because mother's boyfriend or uncle. The majority.
Right. And I want to say that.
And in some cases, it's all of mother's boyfriends.
Exactly. And I want to say this as we go into final thoughts.
What is it about children that these guys see that they find appealing? Like,
well, hold on, Mandrell, because I'm getting to that. I'm finna walk in your kitchen right now and hand you the pan. Watch this. When we got a break next week, the fellows do. The women have the show. This is the first Tuesday of the month. So Queen Smiley, them gonna rock it out Tuesday. All right. I don't know what her and Coach K are gonna come up with, but I know it's gonna be spectacular. Right. The women gonna take over the network on Tuesday. However, the Tuesday after that, we're gonna have a show. And the name of that show is gonna be What Happens in This House Stays in This House. And we're going to break down what Mandrell is talking about. We're going to break down the secrets and everything that happens in households, because it's a lot of little girls out there lost their virginities to their brothers. It's a lot of little boys lost their virginities to mama. Yeah. But we don't talk about it. Don't nobody want to talk about where it starts. Everybody want to talk about the monster that's created from it, but we're not talking about the root of the problem. And so we'll talk about it, because we'll break down my experience with what I dealt with as a kid. It wasn't a family member, but we'll break down that. We'll break down any other stories that you guys may have on the panel. But what happens in this house stays in this house is going to be it's going to be the second Tuesday in October. But the ladies will be here Tuesday, next Tuesday. I don't know what they're talking about. I think they're talking about the Boom Boom Room. But y'all, let's see the thumbnail, and I look forward to hearing from those ladies. Yeah, so we're gonna go to final thoughts. We'll get CJ first, because I know CJ got to get out of here. So we'll start with CJ. Let me get CJ up here. All right, CJ, what's your final thoughts, my guy, for the show tonight?
Since Hink is no longer here, Black Man.
Yeah, come on.
Take yourself at all times.
Yes.
And
all times.
At all times. I like what y'all doing over here at the Black Man Unfiltered Network. Bro, you keep reinventing the wheel. I don't know how the fuck you do it, but you keep reinventing the wheel. Shout out to the ladies in this space too. Queen Smiley, Coach K, beautifully animated, because y'all represent what we actually want to see more women be. So we got to uplift y'all even higher than ourselves. So much appreciated. Make sure y'all go check me out at the 5100 Podcast, 5100podcast.com, where you can get all of our podcast episodes. And whenever my guy need me here, I'm always going to be here. You know what I'm saying? I stand on my word. I stand on principle. That'll never change no matter who I'm dealing with. Appreciate y'all.
Man, hey, much love to you, CJ, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to this channel. And on Saturday, what time you going on Saturday?
Always every Saturday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Okay.
Saturday night 5.
Yes, sir. I'll try to be there.
Saturday. Say it right. Saturday night 5.
Yeah,
Saturday night 5, man.
My twins' birthday is my twins' birthday tomorrow, but they want to go to the Prairie View Grambling State Fair Classic here in Dallas. on Saturday. So I'm gonna take them out there to that, and I'll probably be back in time enough to hop on with you guys. Boy, these kids be wearing my ass out. But I love them. But there's always something to do.
It's work.
If y'all need another kid, black man, just let me know. I mean,
you know, you say if I need to bring you, you say if I need to bring you my kids.
No, if y'all need another kid, get it right. You know, get it right. Move the, you know, move the half back.
CJ, Queen Smiley is like 2 blocks from me. I'm gonna drop them off over there.
Nuh-uh.
I'm gonna say, Queen Smiley, I'm sorry, my stomach hurt. All right. All right, man. Thank you so much for being here, my brother CJ, man. See you later, man.
All right.
See you in the back. All right. All right. We get Mandrell in here. Mandrell, what's your final thoughts, my hero?
It's really messed him up.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it next Tuesday.
That video you showed with the guy with the Wolverine claws. Yeah, that one. I mean, that was fucked up. And then they went to a chick with red hair. I don't know what to make of that video. Don't know what that is. Okay, and as far as
topic, where are we in today, Mandrell?
Can I die now?
Man.
Can I just go ahead and leave? I'd like to exit. I don't like the idea of living in this world that you proposing I should live in, black man. I don't think this is insane. Like, there's no order to it at all. There's people do whatever they want, but then complain when they get the results that they get. They want to walk across the street, but they're pissed off that they didn't get. You know, they're not in Rome. When you have to buy a plane ticket and take an airplane there, like, you didn't do what it took to get to Rome. What are you talking about? And it's just everything was entitled to these things, and women encouraging other women to. They blame black men for not like this chick. She blames black men for the state of the black community, but she's not helping it because she's telling black women to delete black babies. How is she helping build a black community? Like, I mean, she's Cynthia G, that's her name, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this whole thing. How is she allowed to say these things, but I'm not allowed to say nah.
I think
I'm not allowed to say things. Right. I'm not allowed to say the things that I want to say, but she can say delete black. See, and then people can say the N-word all they want to. They let people say what they want to say on here. And it goes to show you what life they value and what life they don't. Like, if you remember the episode I did, and I played that video when a woman running for office. What did she say, black man? I'd like to thank President Trump for this huge victory for white life.
Yep.
Bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's allowed to say that. No one said a word to her. I mean, I don't know what to do, man. Listen, fellas, listen, be more selective with who you sleep with.
Amen.
Seriously, I mean, it's dangerous out here. And you see the stories that guys up here with the child support cases have gone through. Only thing left to say is, black man, protect yourself at all times. Pretty please. And white men too. I mean, y'all going through it too. Y'all catching hell. The white, Becky is kicking your ass. That's not Becky. That's something else.
Well,
Coach K, tell your sisters.
That was a pumpkin right there.
Coach K, tell your sisters to let Scott off light, please.
They're crazy. I'm
it ain't just us. It's not just brothers.
It's all races. I swear to God,
all races are catching it, man. It's crazy. I mean, it's not just black people. White people ain't shit either. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for yours truly, Mandrell. Now, Mandrell will be on tomorrow at 8:30 Central Standard Time for Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shushu. Mandrell, what are you guys talking about tomorrow? Do you know, or do they need to stay tuned to see?
Need to stay tuned to see.
All right. Well, stay tuned to see. Mandrell. Hey, who is this? Mandrell. I think your brother-in-law just walked in here.
Who?
My son.
Well, put him on the big screen. Put him on the big screen. I'm gonna leave him on. Put him on the big screen. Put him on the big screen. Okay.
Leave him alone.
Hey, boy, quit being fresh. right.
Hey, he
Stay
said,
your-
"Hold on a minute." But
Yeah,
anyway, while we
stay
were
your age and quit being
I'm
mannish.
gonna put Mandrell over here because he said he got something to tell you, Mandrell.
What you got to tell me, son? Look at him. This is sad. We just got done talking about this, didn't we? No, what are we doing?
He come. But look, anyway.
Yeah,
So thank Mandrell. So stay tuned to see what Mandrell's going to be talking about on his show tomorrow. It's going to be great regardless. They are him and Shoo, man. Listen, that's a tag team made in heaven right there, man. I'd love to watch them go at it.
The new Donnie and Marie.
Man, I'm telling you. So thank you, Mandrell, so much, man. And stay tuned, Mandrell. I'm gonna bring you back up with my son. Come back in here.
All right. Also, Black Man. Keep in mind, this is a new cable television. It is. So I think it's important that content creators out there be careful what kind of content you produce, because people are listening and some people are taking your message quite literally. So have fun, but be mindful.
All right. Thank you so much, my brother. I'll bring you back up in a minute.
Be responsible.
All right. Beautifully animated. What's your final thought, Sugarfoot?
So, women influenced to die alone by women influencers who are dying alone. Misery loves company. There we go. As far as Cynthia G with her antics about male babies, I think she's promoting swallowing. As far as R. Kelly, the thing is when you're dealing with a child that's being messed with, you're either going to get a champion for the victims, someone who is against it, or you're going to get a monster like R. Kelly who keeps the thing going. And it's very bad that Black people have grown up with this, don't tell anybody, shaming the victim, having the victim deal with such shame and not being healed for such a long time that it does major damage. So since Black Man Unfiltered wants to talk about this when we're all together on Tuesday, I'll save my story for then. You can catch me on Beautifully Animated Speaks, and IG Beautifully Animated with the space, and here on Tuesdays, Talk That Talk Tuesdays. So,
all right, thank you so much, Beautifully Animated. Thank you for being here, Sugarfoot.
Oh, Coach K, stay in the back. I was asking Coach K to stay in the back.
Okay. Absolutely. All right. And next we have my brother JT in the building tonight. Give it up for What We Know Podcast. Yes, sir. What are your final thoughts, my guy?
All right, man. When we talking about this whole thing about influencers, man, we are the influencers. When you start talking about these people that's on YouTube that's talking nonsense, we have to be able to drown them out. It's not going to be easy to do it, but we have to just keep doing what we're doing. We have to start shining a light on it, point it out, and then we just keep going. It could get a lot. We can get a lot more deeper in it, but I'm glad we kept it in the context that we kept it in. We do have to continue this conversation because it's way more prevalent than what people can even think. I didn't even get a chance to tell you guys and bring up the whole thing about, the song from SZA, The Weeknd. And the thing is, I like the song, right?
Yeah.
But the song was supposed to have been put in the context of adults. We can't even enjoy adult things anymore because there's no boundaries between us and children anymore. When I heard that song being sung by 12 and 13-year-old little girls, about passing a man around from Monday to Saturday and start back over on Sunday, that it broke my heart. That song is a huge song, and it's not a huge song amongst just adults. It's a huge song amongst preteens and teenagers. We got to be a lot more vigilant. I can't even hold, just parents at task anymore because the parents are kids. And they're being influenced by each other. They're being influenced by YouTube and all these other social medias, along with network television and all these things. But it's not the network televisions, and it's not merchandising that's the problem. The problem is the consumers, the ones that's consuming it. And that's all I'm going to say on that. We're going to be having another conversation about it, so I just hold it for that.
All right.
People just follow me at What We Know Podcast with your homeboy, JT, a.k.a. DJ Jig Tight, with your homeboy, Rob. Also, don't forget to follow Rob also on Sports Talks with Rob. We trying to get that channel up too. Go over there, subscribe to my man also. We doing something, man, because I done got a gang of subscribers right now. Got a gang of likes. It's something, I don't know what it is right now that's on there. Maybe it's something that people like it. But we doing something, man. We doing work over here. Absolutely doing work over here.
Absolutely.
I'm proud of everything. I'm proud of you, brother. I'm proud of everybody. Mr. Bennett, absolutely, man. You are very, very much needed over this way in this space right here. Coach K, keep doing what you're doing. Congratulations on your first show. You had my girl, Big Al, was on there, who, by the way, was just
awesome.
Rob. Yeah, and Rob just did another, right? He followed right after you guys did your first show. This Saturday, he did was it Saturday or Sunday? He did a one-on-one with her. And, man, she's getting out here. She love it. So she's definitely going to be rocking with you guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. All right, and the show that he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is Get Your Mind Right. Get Your Mind Right with Coach K and Chef Big Al. This is coming to you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. And guys, so make sure you tune in to Coach K and Chef Big Al for Get Your Mind Right. So thank you so much again for being here tonight. Hey, listen, while you up here, I want to hear you. I want you to see your face, JT, when this happens. My son said don't turn the camera on because he don't want you to see him like this because he's prepared for bed. He said, but he's right here. Hey, Mandrell, you still there, Mandrell? Pull Mandrell back up. He said he got something he needs to say. Go ahead, son.
Mandrell, what's up? What you was talking about me and Shoo?
Yeah, he said, what you got? Mandrell, you still there? I think he went.
Well, you got to pull him up.
I think he went to boo boo. I'm looking at him in the back. He ain't in there. I think he's scared. I think the young lion got him shook, man. I think the young lion got him shook. All right, my son said he got something to say. Go ahead, son.
Mandrell, don't say nothing about me and Shoo. I'm just saying.
Okay. All right, so we're going to bed, boy. All right, man. So I want to bring up, thank you, JT, so much for being here, man. I appreciate you, brother. All right, let me bring up my brother. Let me see here. Mr. Bennett. What are your final thoughts, my guy?
Well, first of all, Sushi's got to have a conundrum here. She has your son, Hank. I mean, she's got all these suitors. She's got to pick at some point. Yeah. It's like the best. It's like you got the Bachelorette show on here. So
right.
My gosh. So that'll be like the season finale. Who's Who's
you picking?
Oh my gosh. Again, very interesting topic tonight. It's interesting. Before this show, I was on with my best friends, my brothers, really from college, and we were talking about the Woman King movie. I saw it over the weekend, and all of us got a chance to see it, so we all kind of had a dialogue on that. So we went into a few areas about the movie. One point we didn't really get that deep into was the influence of the women on, how especially Black girls or how Black women, how they take the movie. But as far as the topic tonight, dealing with how influencers who aren't married or single are influencing other women to be single. And I think certainly, the film, but other things. I mean, this is almost like a chess game. Like it's coming from different areas. That the prevailing thought is that as a woman, like, you do not need a man. I mean, it's coming, whether, I don't care if it's Claire Huxtable, which we talked about on the show, if it's the Woman King, if it's the influencers, it's pervasive, and it's coming in different ways, and just constant things that you do not need a man to be complete. And I think, again, I think that has some long-term detriment, certainly to our community, but communities in general. I mean, men and women, we need each other, and I think there's nothing wrong with admitting that. But I think a lot of these narratives are such that they're building these archetypes in the influential space or in the film and media space that are just constantly beating us over the head with this image of independence. But really, the key to our survival is going to be interdependence on one another. And so we have to start teaching and communicating that in these spaces that we're in, encouraging a lifestyle of interdependence on one another. And so I would hope this platform continues to not only raise the topic or raise the issues, but again, promote and create content that celebrates and honors that and brings out what's best in relationships and what's possible. I think we need to certainly, certainly you as a content creator and certainly other content creators, I think we definitely need to focus on, again, the product. And I think one thing that JT said before he got off was so true. It's like, it's not the problem. It's not necessarily the content creators. It is the buyers and the state of the consumers. As I said earlier, it's like, what is the condition that's allowing these women to be influenced by these influencers? And like I said, just how you radicalize a nation, how you radicalize the Taliban or other militia groups or whatever, is, again, if the conditions are such where the times are right, where these voices that are out there, that they gravitate towards that. We've seen this in history with devastating results on millions of people. So I think we're starting to see some of that in these spaces. So I think for us, who want to see a different outcome, we really need to focus on creating better content, influencing where we can. But again, it is. I admit, though, it is a challenge because you're getting it in subtle, both very outward and forward ways, as well as very subtle ways of this message getting across to people. And I think it's something that we really need to not just get caught up with the imagery, but what's really being communicated, and what damage that could possibly have. So I certainly encourage us to continue to have the dialogue and the discussion. But at the same time, you can only be so good talking about other people. We need to really start talking about the things that and promoting the things that are really going to build us up. And so I think we need to spend some time in that space as well. But again, salute to the panel as always. And certainly looking forward to the ladies next week. And I'm looking forward to a great show. I admit, I tune in and I just kind of sit back and listen. But I enjoy the content that the ladies put on Tuesday nights on their day. So best of luck that next week, ladies. Take care.
All right, absolutely, man. Thank you so much, Mr. Bennett. If you're not busy tomorrow, you can hop on that sports show tomorrow. Because it's a lot.
Sports show? Oh,
dude, listen to me, dude. What is going? Okay, them Eagles.
Eagles the Eagles,
Miami Dolphins, bro. These teams, I can't believe it.
Well, Tua's out, so again, that
Teddy
might have got broken.
Right?
It may have to go to that, but we're all me and you, we're both having our
having a hard
times
season
of sorrow. I'm gonna chime in where I can tomorrow, but I'm not gonna cause too much stir with that.
Yeah, I'm in Dallas, so all the Cowboy fans at my job, I went to work and I
didn't they go?
Yeah, I walked in the office and they had a big ass picture of a Saints couch taped to my computer screen.
Now, are we hearing the buzz? Are we saying, who cares about Dak? They want Cooper Rush to be their QB. Really?
Yes, sir.
Jay paid them all that money, and now they want to go to Cooper Rush. Wow.
Yeah, just like they did Tony Romo. They gave him all that money, and then they ended up with that. Remember?
No Lord. Wow. That's
Yeah.
sad.
So it's a revolving door. And I told them, they get mad at me at work, because they're diehard Cowboy fans. So they be wanting to fight you. But I told them, I said, you guys, the last time you won a Super Bowl, my grandmother was a cheerleader.
Yeah.
And not only that, the next time you win one, Jerry would have to be dead. Because he's the GM, he's the owner, he's on the field, he's assistant coach, head coach. He's dabbling too much. But we'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Thank you,
Night,
so
ladies.
much, Mr. Bennett.
You got it. Take care.
Queen Smiley.
First, I'd like to kick a shout out to Jenny. You are the bomb. Thank you, and I'll respond to you in just a bit. So my final thoughts for this show: these women who are dying alone, who are being influenced by women who are dying alone. If you want better, we got to do better. And so waking up every day doing the same thing, expecting something different, that's pretty insane. See there, that's that crazy stuff. Why you gotta do me like that? So I don't even want to look up because I'm afraid of what you might do.
I'm not doing that. I'm good. I'm not.
So I was just be beautiful.
Yeah.
So we can't keep doing that, right? We keep finding ourselves in situation, women, where we're having the same chit chats with our friend girls and we're expecting something different, but we're not doing anything different.
Mm-hmm.
We complain about finding a good man, yet we surround ourselves with women that can't find a good weave of lashes to save their life. So we have to start making the conscious decision to surround ourselves with people, to place ourselves in environments where we can grow and thrive. You might not find yourself in the same area of like-minded people, but understand that your mind will eventually change. Your brain is a muscle. You have to train that muscle, right? So the more you surround yourself with positive influences, or surround yourself with people who aspire to be, or who have things that you aspire to have in life, so that you can start mimicking that behavior, so your brain can start training itself as to change the way you're thinking. So that's the only way to kind of find yourself in a better place. We've all made bad choices. We've all at some point had a way of viewing something in which we've changed the way we've saw some things, right? So it's possible we can make some changes to put ourselves in better situations so we won't be that, I hate to say angry Black woman, so we can stop being that rah-rah, I don't need a man chick, and claim your role in this world is a beautiful woman, regardless of what race, ethnicity you come from just being a beautiful woman all around. So you can attract that man that's for you, because we all have somebody that's for us.
Are you talking from experience, or are you talking from just what
both? Yeah, both experience and just knowing. So me myself, I hang around a lot of older women. My circle is more older, mainly because a woman my age or younger don't have the things that I want just yet. And for those that do, they with that, I don't need a man, and I got here, boss bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not with that, right? So I surround myself with classy older women and men alike, or individuals who I aspire to obtain something. So homeowners, business owners, professionals, things like that. And so, where we come from. Right. We didn't always have that in our surroundings, right? Mm-hmm. We can't even say that in our class, right? We got a high school reunion that's coming. We can't even say that amongst a lot of people that are from that area. So I intentionally started placing myself in circles with individuals who had more than me, because that was the only way I would find that information out, so I can start obtaining some of those things, right?
Right.
So if you want to start investing in stock, hang around people that do it already. They'll tell you the secrets. They'll drop those nuggets. So women, you want better weave? Hang around women who make better wig choices. Who who shop and wear the best, not the ones that you put up on the side, they looking like this. Not those, but if you see a woman pretty, ask that woman, tell her she's beautiful. Girl, where you get them lashes from? Them are nice and they fit you real nice.
Yeah. And I want to say to you, assalamu alaikum.
So with some lime, I rocks them joints.
Yeah,
You know, I'm not against wigs at all. I promote wig wearing. I do it on a regular basis. I promote wigs to the point where I will put on a wig and a cap. Okay, I would dress a wig up. Now, who dresses a wig up? Okay,
I know who does it. I know who does it. I really do. I know who does it. I'm pretty sure it to you right now.
Oh, jeez.
Where's she at? I'm finna show it to you.
I'm so scared to see this.
I'm finna show you because you talk about these wigs, and you know, there's somebody here.
That was a nice hairpiece she had on. Now, it was nice when they first saw her. I really thought she had it going on. It was when she took it off.
Well, before you go, Queen Smiley, I do want to share something with you. I want to dedicate something to you.
Oh, Jesus. Before he dedicates this, you can find me right here on Black Man Unfiltered Network. You can find me on most social media platforms as Queen Smiley _rules, because the rules and the way I live my life, it may help you, it may not. That's up to you. Take it or leave it. You see me when you see me, and yeah, I'll see y'all next Tuesday for the Women Speaks, and yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen an episode of the women, they really show up and show out. And so we want to make sure we support them. But tonight, I definitely want to play this. This is for Queen Smiley as well as Coach K. It's dedicated to you guys.
This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. This girl is fire. This girl is on fire.
Oh my God!
Coach K, you on fire. Congratulations, Coach K, on starting your show. This guy, keep doing your thing. We appreciate you and we value the nuggets that you bring. So thank both you and is it Chef D? What's her name, Chef?
No, Chef Al.
Chef Al.
Yeah.
I don't know where I get D from.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So yeah.
Well,
thank
Big
y'all for
Al.
what y'all
Yeah.
do.
So you're good.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Queen Smiley, and we'll see you later, sugar. You have a good night, and
good night.
And also, guys, keep in mind that Queen, that Coach K should be getting married in the next year or so. Is that correct, Coach K?
Yeah.
And right after that, Queen Smiley will probably be right behind her. So we'll have two newlyweds on the platform. My God,
Right.
it's going to be amazing.
Better.
It's going to be amazing.
All right, guys, y'all be good.
Oh, you got the pussy right in his face.
You're pulling her against your will, or against her will, rather.
Seriously, man.
You know,
it's better than last night. You know.
There you go. Whoa, wait, pause.
Not King Delicious.
Ah, Mr.
He's not like happy right now.
You know I clipped it.
King Delicious.
She's upset with me right now. So I mean,
She is upset with you.
Yeah,
What
you
did
can
you
tell
do?
she's
What you do
upset.
to her?
I'll pick her up and hold her, but she won't look at me. She'll turn her head. She'll just.
What did you do to her?
What you? I'll call her name, and she'll just turn her head.
Wow.
The thing is, she wants to run around and play.
I would say something, but it would be
like
inappropriate.
I don't feel like it, so I picked her
I
up.
won't say that out loud.
Say it, Queen. Say it.
I would not. I'm gonna drop it in the
I
bag.
picked her up, and she's upset. So she got upset about that because I caught her.
Yeah,
She's running around, jumping on furniture, flipping and everything, having a good time. I cornered her and I actually caught her. And she tried to run around me, and I caught her. I scooped her right up, and so then she started whining. Yeah, she started fussing, and I was like, "No, got you now. You wanted attention, you got it. Just not the kind you wanted."
So you hemmed the pussy up in the corner.
I sure did.
All right. Thank you, Mandrell.
I can't, Mandrell.
Thank you, Queen Smiley.
Thanks, Queen Smiley.
So, my girl. Listen, then we had another good show tonight, Coach K. I want to congratulate you on your engagement again, because, you know, we got to celebrate the good things, right? We can't celebrate the ratchet. We got to celebrate the classy. All right. So thank you for being a part of Black Man Unfiltered Network. I truly appreciate you. Congratulations again on your engagement. On your engagement and your new show, girl. Y'all did great. I enjoyed it. Like I'm sitting back like,
Thank
look at
you.
Coach K, look at Chef Big Al. Y'all click real good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys talking about Thursday. So whenever you want to, send that to me or whatever you want to do, I mean, let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So another good show tonight. So what are your final thoughts before we get out of here?
So I think the biggest thing is women and really everyone needs to have standards. So no matter what the messages are or what people around you are doing, you have your own standards. And if those are not the same standards as what you're seeing, you need to make a decision and you decide to not do that. So don't let anyone influence you without your permission, because it can't be done. You have to decide to let that in and to start behaving that way. We all need to have standards out here. You don't have to do that. Know the reason why you're doing what you're doing and saying what you're saying. And do you like that? Do you want to be doing that? Because you have a choice. So that's what I got.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, man. And again, I appreciate you guys. Listen, Coach K is my co-host here. She has her own show on Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll make sure I put that up again because I want to make sure everybody knows. It's going to be Get Your Mind Right, guys. Get your mind right. Last week, it was Get Your Mind Right and your refrigerator right? Because you have to be healthy mentally and you also have to be healthy with your body as well. So it was a great show. If you haven't watched it, please go back and watch it. You want to say anything about it, Coach K, before we go?
So our first show, we're basically just, raising awareness about the things that are in your mind and in your fridge that you need to be on the lookout for. They're subtle and they can go without you even seeing it, but small things can make a big difference when you make those subtle changes. But overall, me and Chef Big Al will just be talking about mindset and mental wellness, and also how that relates to what you're eating and putting in your body. And I'm just so excited to have Chef Big Al with me. She's great, and everyone stay tuned. It might be uncomfortable what we talk about, but everyone needs to hear it.
Absolutely. Well, guys, tune in on Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. Now, guys, also right before Coach K comes on, we have another guy, the Dusto man, the Dustosphere, at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Listen, guys, that show last week was, listen, you just go look at the comments alone. Dusto is crazy, man. And while I have Dusto up here, man, shout out to him. And his family and anybody there that's in Florida right now that's about to get slammed with the hurricane. The Dusto is there. Our boy Freezy is there as well. He messaged me and said that he's preparing to leave because they're going to get slammed with a hurricane. And so we're praying for him, his wife, his family. We're praying also for Dusto as well, that they be safe, that they get out safely. And be okay, because they are family here at Black Man Unfiltered Network. So shout out to Dusto. And if Dusto's available, you'll see him on Thursday. If not, you'll see him next Thursday. But we want to make sure he's safe. We can do all this stuff another day, but I want to make sure he's good, he's safe, and I'm going to keep reaching out to him and Freezy and keep you guys updated. So thank you so much to the Dustin Sphere. All right. So we are about to be out of here. We did our thing tonight, Coach K.
Sure did. This was a good one tonight.
Yep, and it's going to be even better next week. I can't wait to see what you and Queen Smiley come up with for your show next week. So thank you so much. I appreciate you and all the ladies of Black Man Unfiltered Network. Thank you so much, and all the gentlemen of Black Man Unfiltered. Thank you for being a circle that's classy, that bump heads, but has a good head on your shoulder, not to get too ratchet. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys on tomorrow, because tomorrow we have the 1-on-1 Sports Show at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then right after that, we will have Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shushu at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you guys tune into that. Until then, bye-bye. Coach K, throw the ring up. Up. Bam! There you go. Happily engaged, my girl, Coach K. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Bye.